Chapter 28:19. The Heavenly Wolf gang members surrounded the courtyard. Everyone was filled with murderous intent. Someone dared to disobey the Heavenly Wolf gang's rules by not handing over Saint Spirit crystals. They must be tired of living. Arrest him. Go in and arrest him immediately. No one has ever dared to disobey the Heavenly Wolf gang's rules. The Heavenly God leader snorted coldly and ordered the arrest. The person inside did not seem to have any background. He was alone, so the Heavenly Wolf gang members had nothing to worry about. Go in and arrest him. A group of people rushed in to arrest him. The people outside were already used to it. In the Sky River Kingdom, the most important thing was to obey the rules. You could offend anyone but the 8 great families. Their words were the rules, and anyone who dared to disobey the rules would become a corpse. The countless corpses told everyone that disobeying the rules would only lead to death. He must be a newcomer. Young people really don't know how to behave. Scram! The Heavenly Wolf gang disciples rushed in. A moment later, a stern shout came from inside. Corpses flew out of the courtyard one after another and landed on the ground lifelessly. If anyone else comes in, kill them all. The voice came again. The Heavenly God leader was enraged. How dare you kill the Heavenly Wolf gang's people? Kill them all and kill them. Ever since the Heavenly Wolf gang joined the Zhao family of the 8 great families, very few people dared to disrespect the Heavenly Wolf gang. Who dared to disrespect them? Kill them all. The remaining Heavenly Wolf gang disciples rushed in again. There were even a few heavenly gods among them. A few breaths later, corpses flew out and smashed on the ground. They were all dead. Something big is going to happen. The Heavenly Wolf gang's people were killed. Someone's expression changed immediately. It had been a long time since anyone dared to challenge the Heavenly Wolf gang's authority. The Heavenly God leader's expression darkened as he stared at the courtyard. The corpses on the ground were all killed in one blow. Their movements were too fast. Leader, what should we do? The remaining disciples of the Heavenly Wolf gang also revealed a look of fear. Go back and get help immediately. Whoever dares to kill our Heavenly Wolf gang won't be able to leave this courtyard today. Although they wanted to rush out and kill the other party, they held back when they thought of the other party's methods. The Heavenly Wolf gang disciples went back to get help. The Tianhe Kingdom is really interesting. Lin Fei had casually sent away the people from the Heavenly Wolf gang. He had never thought that they would bring people to surround the courtyard. It seemed that they wanted to capture him to do hard labor. Things can't keep up with changes. Lin Fei coldly snorted. The 8 great families are all fighting for power and profit, and the Zhao family isn't the most powerful, so there's no harm in fighting. Lin Fei is very interested in the Tianhe Kingdom. Having been in the Tianhe Kingdom for some time, whether it was hearsay or something else, Lin Fei had a certain interest. Now that the Heavenly Wolf gang has come knocking on his door, Lin Fei doesn't mind testing the ability of the Zhao family in Tianhe Kingdom. The members of the Heavenly Wolf gang were killed. The news spread like the wind. In the Tianhe Kingdom, there were many Jianghu bandits and evil people everywhere, so it was inevitable that they would join in the fun. As soon as they heard that the members of the Sirius gang were killed by the mysterious man, everyone gathered around. They wanted to know which hero dared to provoke the Heavenly Wolf gang. Who didn't know that the Zhao family behind the Heavenly Wolf gang had a high Lord powerhouse? They're here! They're here! On the street, a group of people rushed over. As soon as the news of the Heavenly Wolf gang's death spread, experts immediately came. It's the Heavenly Wolf guards of the Heavenly Wolf gang. All of them are heavenly gods, well-equipped and good at group battles. The leader seems to be the Hall Master of the Heavenly Wolf gang, Crimson Wolf God. Hall Master, the people are still inside. They were killed by the people inside. The Heavenly God Captain came up and said, Crimson Wolf was tall and sturdy, very fierce. He raised his hand and slapped the captain to the ground. Trash, useless thing, wait until we get back. See how this father will deal with you. The Heavenly Wolf Gang has several hall masters. Among them, the one with the worst temper is this Crimson Wolf. Glancing at the corpse on the ground, Crimson Wolf's eyes narrowed. There is no emperor in Tent Aura. Killed by a violent force, the enemy should be a physique tempering expert. If it was any other sect, Crimson Wolf might care. But there are almost no heavenly god powerhouses of the physique tempering sect that can survive. Use the body-piercing arrow. Shoot. The Heavenly Wolf guards behind him immediately took out their crossbows and shot towards the courtyard, whistling through the air. This is an extremely lethal weapon against physique tempering experts. If it was in a wide open space, it would be easy to avoid, but in a narrow courtyard, the power of the body-piercing arrow was undoubtedly displayed to the extreme, its power multiplying. So what if he is a physique tempering expert? He will still die to the body-piercing arrow. Crimson Wolf coldly snorted. Their body-piercing arrow was not ordinary. It was tempered with poison, corroding flesh and blood, incomparably tyrannical, and was also one of the Tianhe Kingdom's most vicious offensive weapons. Continue shooting. Don't stop. After shooting dozens of waves, they finally stopped. The courtyard became riddled with holes like a sieve. In front of such an attack, even a heavenly god powerhouse would not be able to block the fierce attack of the Heavenly Wolf guards. The result would be death on the spot. Go in and drag out the corpses. I want to see who has the guts. Crimson Wolf did not believe that an outsider would have such guts. Perhaps there was someone supporting them from behind, purposely provoking the Heavenly Wolf Gang, attacking their influence. The Heavenly Wolf guards behind him rushed in like hungry wolves. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Sounds of the air being pierced could be heard. Not good. Empyrean god Crimson Wolf took out a black shield and placed it in front of him as he retreated. That whistling sound caused him to feel a sense of danger. Poo-pee-you, pee-you. The Heavenly Wolf guards that rushed up were like ants in front of the whistling black shadow, being shot down one after another. The nearby spectators were also affected, killed one after another. Crimson Wolf's eyes were bloodshot. This was a power that he controlled. If they were all shot down like this, it would be equivalent to cutting off his own strength. I will kill you. A black shadow rushed over. Crimson Wolf recognized it. It was a body-piercing arrow. A large saber appeared in his hand, and he slashed out, slashing at the body-piercing arrow. With a clanging sound, the attack was repelled, and the body-piercing arrow slammed into the shield. Before Crimson Wolf could relax, a kacha sound rang out, and the body-piercing arrow pierced through his body, tearing him apart. If you dare come looking for trouble, I will kill as many as you come. The black-clothed Lin Fei came to the courtyard entrance, not even looking at the corpse on the ground. Chapter 28:20. How did he block the body-piercing arrow? Something big is going to happen. A Sky Wolf Guard's hall master died here. The onlookers dispersed in an uproar. Their faces were pale with fright. This was a ferocious person. Hall Master Crimson Wolf was killed with one arrow. No one was willing to experience that frightening scene again. If they had not been standing far away, they would have died without a doubt. The corpse on the ground was the best proof. No matter how brave they were, they did not dare to stay here anymore. The Sky Wolf Gang's higher-ups were coming soon. No one could leave unscathed after killing a Sky Wolf Gang hall master. The inn's waiter anxiously moved Lin Fei to a new courtyard. He would not dare to say no even if he had 100 guts. The Sky Wolf Gang's higher-ups received the news immediately. The higher-ups were furious. A hall master had died in their territory. That was a higher-up of the Sky Wolf Gang. The gang leader of the Heavenly Wolf Gang, Heavenly Wolf Deity, led a few hall master brothers and the Heavenly Wolf Guards, charging over in a threatening manner. They could not take this lying down. Once the Sky Wolf Gang's leader appeared, Everyone knew that things had gotten out of hand. That mysterious man in black was probably going to be out of luck. That person is in the courtyard. The waiter pointed at the courtyard anxiously. He was kicked to the side by Sky Wolf deity. They had seen the Crimson Wolf Hall Master's corpse. It was beyond recognition. He had been shot to death by a domineering force. His body had been torn apart. What was left was the body-piercing arrow. People inside, listen up. If you don't want to die a horrible death, get out immediately. Sky Wolf deity's murderous aura was surging, but he resisted the urge to attack. To be able to kill someone in the Sky Wolf gang's territory, one had to be young and arrogant without any background. The other had to be someone with a background and a certain level of strength. The Zhao clan stood behind the Sky Wolf gang. However, there were still many people in the Saint Spirit domain that they could not afford to offend. If they got into big trouble, even the Zhao clan would deal with them immediately. He wanted to meet this mysterious man first. What was his background? Silence. It was extremely quiet. Not a single word came out of the courtyard. If it weren't for the shop assistant's guarantor, Celestial God Sirius would have suspected that there was no one inside. As the leader of a gang, no one in Tinha Kingdom didn't give him face, but the mysterious man in this yard didn't give him face. Was he looking down on him? Big brother, the person inside must be putting on an act. Let me go in and capture him, a White Wolf Hall Master said. The Hall Masters of the Heavenly Wolf Gang were all named after wolves. We've brought so many people with us. Be careful. The people inside won't be able to stop us. Hall Master Green Wolf said sternly. Empyrean God Sky Wolf narrowed his eyes. He stared at the quiet courtyard in front of him, hesitating as to whether or not he should intervene. But soon he suppressed that thought. There has been no news from the Tinha Kingdom recently that there are distinguished guests, so the people in the yard may be pretending to scare us into retreating without fighting. God Sirius thought people with status in the Saint Spirit world rarely come to the Tinha Kingdom. Even if they come, they will inform us in advance. Arrest him, Sky Wolf said in a low voice. Flat in the courtyard, having learned their lesson, the higher-ups had learned their lesson. They didn't use the body-piercing arrow to attack, lest they were caught off guard. They had to force the person out first. You guys are so annoying. Before the Heavenly Wolf guards could act, a roar came from the courtyard. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Terrifying waves swept over like the autumn wind. Bang, bang, bang. The living Heavenly Wolf guards were shattered into pieces one by one. Retreat. God Skywolf's hair stood on end. He spat out a mouthful of blood as he was swept away. The Hall Masters and the others weren't so lucky. They were all turned into dust by this power. Outside the courtyard, it was silent. Absolutely silent. Cough, cough, cough. God Skywolf fell onto the street, his face full of shock. He crawled to his feet with great difficulty, his whole body trembling. When he looked at his body again, he saw that it was covered in cracks. It was as if he would shatter at the slightest touch. How could he be so strong? This was a terrifying enemy. The higher-ups of the Heavenly Wolf Gang were finished. They had truly suffered a great blow, and he himself had become a lone commander. For the sake of a single enemy, the entire Heavenly Wolf Gang had been annihilated. The Hall Masters were gone. The Heavenly Wolf protection was gone, and he had been seriously injured. Go find the Zhao family. God Skywolf's gaze became especially bitter. Without the Heavenly Wolf Guards, without the higher-ups Hall Masters, what did his Heavenly Wolf Gang count for? After regaining his senses, God Skywolf immediately went to find his backer, the Zhao family. A fierce figure has come to our Tinha Kingdom. This is a powerful dragon. The Heavenly Wolf Gang has been almost completely annihilated. After God Skywolf brought people over, some of the more daring Empyrean gods hid in the distance, watching. But the scene they saw just now scared them so badly that they were still shaking. Terrifying, extremely terrifying. That power was like a flood or a ferocious beast. In a single exchange, the Heavenly Wolf Gang's Hall Masters and Heavenly Wolf Guards were all finished. They could tell that God Skywolf had been lenient. Something big is really going to happen. The news quickly spread. A fierce figure had appeared in the Zhao family's territory and casually overturned the entire Heavenly Wolf Gang, leaving the sect master all alone. Such sensational news first spread to the Zhao family, and then the spies who received the news immediately reported it back to their superiors. After all, this was no small matter. It had been a long time since such a fierce figure had appeared in the Tianhe Kingdom. The other forces, after hearing the news, also smiled and didn't care too much. They really didn't put a trivial Heavenly Wolf Gang in their eyes, but they were curious about who was targeting the Zhao family. Of the 8 great families, although the Zhao family hadn't been in power for a long time, they had a high-rank master among their ranks, so no one had ever dared to offend the Zhao family. The other 7 forces began speculating among themselves about whether someone had invited a master to take action against the Zhao family. Everyone knew that the Zhao family had been one of the 8 great families for the shortest time, and their strength was also the weakest. Many people were eager to drive the Zhao family down so they could sit in the 8 great families' position. If it weren't for the Zhao family having a high-rank master, it was likely they would have been replaced long ago. Heavenly Wolf God rushed to the Zhao family mansion with serious injuries. "I want to see Sir Patriarch." The guard knew the Heavenly Wolf Gang's sect master, but when he saw the other party's miserable appearance, he was shocked. What the hell was going on? "Come with me." The Heavenly Wolf Gang was a force under the Zhao family's command, and now that it had been injured, the guard knew that the situation had become serious and immediately led the Heavenly Wolf Gang's sect master inside. "Sir, our Heavenly Wolf Gang has suffered heavy losses. You must avenge us." As soon as Heavenly Wolf God came up, he knelt on the ground and cried, completely unlike a sect master. "How did you become like this?" Chapter 28-21 Zhao Family Mansion. After Zhao Zhongxing learned about the cause and effect from Heavenly Wolf God, his brow wrinkled slightly. It sounded quite strange, knowing that this was the Zhao family's territory, but still daring to kill someone. Heavenly Wolf God was seriously injured. It was clear that the other party had shown mercy. "Sir, you must uphold justice for me," Heavenly Wolf God shouted. "Shut up." Zhao Zhongxing coldly snorted, his eyes becoming sharp. Since the Zhao family became one of the 8 great families of Tianhe country, it had taken a long time to control its territory, especially at this critical moment. Clearly, they could have killed him, but in the end, they had held back. Was it a deliberate provocation? Or did they have some other purpose? Zhao Zhongxing was looking further ahead, and he considered further ahead as well. If it was a master invited by one of the other families, it was worth paying attention to. Although Tianhe country appeared calm and peaceful, the Zhao family was the weakest of the 8 great families. Not only did they need to stabilize their position, they also needed to pay attention to the forces below them. "Zhao Sheng, take some people with you and see what's going on." Zhao Zhongxing called over his confidant. "If you can take him down, take him down. If there's anything wrong, immediately withdraw." For the time being, a stranger was not worthy of Patriarch Zhao Zhongxing's personal attention. "Right, bring some foreign elders with you." Zhao Zhongxing quickly put this matter to the back of his mind, thinking about what was about to happen. With the Zhao family's foreign elders, coupled with the Zhao family's guards, and the other party being alone, it shouldn't be difficult to take him down. He wanted to see who was planning this from behind the scenes. Even if it was the weakest of the 8 great families, it wasn't something an ordinary force could show off. "Patriarch, it's bad. The people we brought with us have all been wiped out." Less than half an hour later, his confidant Zhao Sheng ran back with a disheveled expression, his face pale without a trace of blood. *Kacha. Zhao Zhongxing crushed the cup in his hand and stood up. Speak, what happened? The Heavenly Wolf Gang represented the Zhao family, so killing them was not a big deal. However, killing someone from the Zhao family was a completely different story. It was equivalent to completely disregarding the Zhao family. Family head, I did as you said. I took the consecrator and the guards, more than 100 people. They surrounded the courtyard of the inn. As soon as we mentioned the identity of the Zhao family and wanted them to surrender, the people inside started to attack. Before we could see what was going on, the guards were killed, and the consecrator was also killed. Zhao Sheng said while trembling, "That scene was too terrifying." Without any warning, a tyrannical and ferocious power came crashing down. In a single exchange, the entire army was wiped out. Not a single one was spared. I suspect that person is a peak rank 7 celestial god, Zhao Sheng said through gritted teeth. Hiss! Zhao Zhongxing's expression also became serious. Are you sure he's a body-tempering cultivator? The average 7th order Heavenly God Realm cultivator was nothing to Zhao Zhongxing, but a peak 7th order Heavenly God Realm Master from the body-tempering school was a little pressuring. Body-tempering school cultivators were notorious for being hard to deal with. It's most likely a body-tempering school cultivator. Zhao Sheng's voice was firm. That kind of power is extremely powerful, possessing a powerful tearing ability. Our guards are all elites with excellent equipment, but unfortunately they were crushed in a single exchange. I have to make a trip there myself. A cold glint flickered in Zhao Zhongxing's eyes. Killing the Zhao family's guards and consecrator, as a family head he had to make an appearance. If this matter spread, people would think that their Zhao family was afraid of an outsider. Who knows who that person inside is? Too domineering. Using pure brute force to sweep away everything. It's definitely a body-tempering school cultivator. The Zhao family is in big trouble. Could it be an enemy? The Zhao family's guards and consecrator died in front of the courtyard. The news couldn't be suppressed. Another uproar ensued. The Heavenly Wolf Gang members being killed wasn't important, but killing the Zhao family's guards was equivalent to shedding all pretense of cordiality. No matter what, the Zhao family had to take action. If an outsider caused the Zhao family's face to be covered in dust, that would be interesting, The Zhao family head is here. It can't be, right? He's just an outsider. Why would he come personally? He has no choice but to come. Didn't you see how powerful that outsider is? The guards and consecrator are all famous, but he killed them with a single move. With the appearance of a group of people, the streets immediately fell silent. Zhao Zhongxing was dressed in silver-white battle armor, and behind him was a black steel army. A murderous aura surged into the sky, connecting together as if they were a single entity. The Zhao family's most famous Zhao family army, the highest level of martial power. Generally speaking, the Zhao family army wouldn't be mobilized unless it was a major event, but once it was mobilized, it would be a major event. Do you see those 5 identical middle-aged men over there? They are the Zhao family's 5 brothers, second only to the Zhao family head. They are proficient in the 5 elements Emperor intent. The Zhao family's strongest supremacy was followed by the Zhao family head, followed by the Zhao family's 5 brothers. All of them were extremely famous in the Tianhe kingdom. Zhao Zhongxing looked at the corpses outside, and a fierce look flashed across his face. What domineering power! Outside the courtyard, everything seemed calm. But in Zhao Zhongxing's eyes, a peak 7th order Heavenly God Realm Master, what he saw was a huge difference. The remnant energy continued to roam around, containing a powerful tearing force. The guards died a wrong death, Zhao Sheng is probably right. The person inside is definitely a body-tempering school cultivator, probably at the same realm as me. But why is the aura so unfamiliar? Zhao Zhongxing had heard of powerful heavenly god physiques from the saint spirit world, but the aura he sensed was extremely unfamiliar, and he couldn't tell what kind of heavenly god physique it was. You killed members of my Zhao family and destroyed the Heavenly Wolf Gang. Do you have the guts to come out and see me? We won't allow you to act so presumptuously in our Zhao family's territory." Zhao Zhongxing's voice was loud and clear, not ordering his subordinates to act immediately. The most important thing now was to find out who this person was. A peak 7th Order Heavenly God Realm Body Tempering School cultivator wasn't easy to deal with. Even though Zhao Zhongxing really wanted to rush inside and kill the person inside, letting everyone know that the Zhao family wasn't to be trifled with, he managed to restrain himself. After beating the small one, the big one came. "Your Zhao family is really amazing, Laughter came from the courtyard. "You don't have the qualifications to make me go out, unless that Zhao family High Lord comes." The voice was filled with disdain. Zhao Zhongxing could hear the disdain in the voice. Arrogant. Since the other party didn't want to give him face, Zhao Zhongxing didn't plan to say anything else. Who knows where this arrogant guy came from, daring to ask the ancestor to come out? "Who do you think you are?" "Patriarch, this person is arrogant. Let's have a taste of him." The Zhao family's 5 brothers looked exactly the same. It was hard to tell them apart. Chapter 28-22. The news that the Zhao family's guards and elders were killed spread out, arousing the interest of the 7 families of the Tianhe Kingdom. When Zhao Zhongxing appeared with the Zhao family's army and the Zhao family's 5 strongest brothers, the people of the 7 great clans began to pay attention to which side these heroes were. The 5 brothers of the Zhao clan are attacking together. The people in the courtyard probably won't be able to hold on for long. Even if they are physique tempering experts, it won't be easy to deal with them. The Li family was in the east of the Tianhe Kingdom. The head of the Li family was also paying attention to the situation. The 5 elemental combination formation, and it's a set of 5 brothers. Their hearts are connected. It's more powerful and poses a greater threat. Some of the higher-ups of the Li family were also watching. No one in the Tianhe Kingdom dared to be presumptuous for a long time. I wonder who arranged this. We'll find out in a moment. The 5 Zhao brothers made their move. In the Tianhe Kingdom, the 5 brothers of the Zhao clan were extremely famous. Once they made a move, it would be 5 of them, not 1 of them. The 5 elemental emperor wills complemented each other perfectly. As the 5 emperor wills converged, the 5 of them seemed to have become one. Kill! In midair, a sword light slashed out. Everyone only saw a bright spot, and they subconsciously shivered. Only the leaders of the 7 great clans and the others could see the might of this sword. It contained the power of the 5 elements and was extremely domineering. When this sword was used, there were no openings at all. This was also a characteristic of the 5 elements. Generally speaking, the power of the 5 elements was displayed individually and was not complete. However, in the hands of the 5 brothers of the Zhao clan, the power of the 5 elements was truly displayed. The people of the 7 great clans were very afraid of these 5 brothers. After the first bright spot appeared, the second and third bright spots appeared one after another. As soon as they attacked, they were ruthless. A body transformation powerhouse could use the power of the 5 elements to break through. This was the most balanced type of power, so its power was naturally great. It was very useful against body transformation powerhouses. When the 5 Zhao brothers made their move, there wasn't much movement in the courtyard. It was extremely quiet. Don't tell me he was killed. Someone stared at the courtyard with widened eyes. The expected fight didn't happen. 5 elements as one. The 5 Zhao brothers all revealed looks of displeasure. The people in the courtyard actually did not react to their attacks. They were too arrogant and clearly looked down on them. Another sword strike came. This time, the 5 elements of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth burst out. In such a huge courtyard, the 5 types of energies were constantly wreaking havoc. The golden metal energy, the green wood energy, the red fire energy, and so on. Their might was multiplied by several times, and it was a ghastly sight to behold. They could not block this move. "I see someone." Someone saw the black-clothed man in the middle of the 5 elements attack. That person stood with his hands clasped behind his back. The 5 types of energy continued to attack. Wherever they got close, they would all disintegrate and melt, maintaining a vacuum around them. "He seems to have blocked it so easily." The other party was very calm. None of the attacks landed on his body. As soon as they got close to him, they were torn apart by an inexplicable power. The power of the 5 elements is truly extraordinary. It's a pity that you're still a little lacking. If you were all supremacies, I really wouldn't be able to stop you. The black-robed man raised his head and said faintly. The 5 Zhao brothers were even more enraged. "All right, you can rest now." The black-clothed man raised his hand and shot a finger towards the 5 Zhao brothers. A huge fingerprint whistled over. The big brothers of the Zhao family were furious. How could they look down on them so much? How could they be defeated in one move? 5 elements as one chop! The might of Lin Fei's finger was extremely tyrannical. As soon as it was displayed, a huge whirlpool appeared, forming a spiral force that enveloped the 5 Zhao brothers. As soon as the attacks of the 5 were unleashed, they were shredded into pieces by the power of the whirlpool. The 5 of them were also hit by the power of the whirlpool. The connection between the 5 of them was instantly broken, and their figures were sent flying, crashing into the surrounding buildings. Body tempering sacred spirit, secret techniques, killer move. Zhao Zhongxing had been observing. As the opponent displayed his finger, he could no longer remain calm. He can actually see through the key point of the connection between the 5 of them and defeated them with one finger. Where did this expert come from? Zhao Zhongxing's expression turned ugly. He could clearly see the power of this finger. The opponent had even shown mercy. Body-tempering cultivators not only had powerful defense and strength, but their body-tempering sacred spirit secret techniques killer moves were even more terrifying. Other than taking the attack head-on, the only other option was to dodge, unless one's strength was higher than the opponent's and directly broke through. Although the 5 Zhao family brothers were strong, having grasped the power of the 5 elements as one, increasing their battle prowess significantly, they were still not high lords, unable to display their true power. Zhao Zhongxing stared fixedly at the other party. "Who are you? Why do you want to make things difficult for our Zhao family?" Being able to defeat the 5 of them so easily made Zhao Zhongxing lose all confidence. His strength was slightly higher than the 5 Zhao family brothers, but not by much. From the other party's small display of strength, Zhao Zhongxing could tell that the other party was a genuine 7th order, heavenly god, realm body tempering cultivator who cultivated a powerful heavenly god physique. Even if they joined hands, they might not be able to suppress the other party. Even if they succeeded, they would have to pay a heavy price. Among the 5 Zhao family brothers, they might even lose a few. It wasn't worth it. This was Lin Fei's first time witnessing the power of the 5 elements as one, balanced and tyrannical. Every attack could reach its maximum power. Once one became a High Lord, if they joined hands, they would be invincible among High Lords. Even the weakest among them would be a top High Lord. "I'm just a passerby. Your Heavenly Wolf gang kept harassing me, so I had no choice but to eliminate you all," Lin Fei said nonchalantly. "If you continue to act like this, I don't mind killing as many as you come." The other party's voice wasn't loud, but in Zhao Zhongxing's ears, the other party's threat was obvious. The 7 families' patriarchs were visibly moved. What a good body-tempering cultivator! His strength is tyrannical, breaking force with force. Even the power of the 5 elements, as one can't suppress this person. Which family does this expert come from? The Li family patriarch looked at the young man with his hands behind his back. If a thought flashed across his mind. At the same time, the other patriarchs also had the same thought. If we can recruit this person, perhaps it will be a very good thing. That matter is about to begin. Zhao Zhongxing's expression was uncertain. The 5 brothers of the Zhao family returned with injuries, glaring angrily at each other, not daring to attack again. That kind of tyrannical power almost tore their bodies apart, making them feel very uncomfortable and uncomfortable. Should he attack or not? If he left like this, the Zhao family would lose all its face. However, if he went up to fight, he might not have the confidence to win. Once he was defeated by the other party, he would lose a lot of face, and he couldn't ask the patriarch to come. I think this is a misunderstanding, and my subordinates are insensible. Zhao Zhongxing suddenly laughed. I have to thank you for showing mercy. My subordinates all think that they are invincible, and they don't know that there is always someone better than them. Thank you for letting them know the outside world. Zhao Zhongxing cupped his hands at the other party. This reaction was beyond everyone's expectations. Chapter 28-23. Zhao Zhongxing left. It was beyond everyone's expectations that they didn't really fight. The Zhao family, one of the 8 great families in the Tianhe Kingdom, actually left just like that, which is really rare. Investigate, immediately find out who this black-robed man is. In the Tianhe Kingdom, all the influential forces were notified to investigate the origin of the black-robed man. Lin Fei moved to another courtyard. That courtyard couldn't be lived in anymore. It was full of holes. He's really a smart person. In the past, there must be a winner and a loser. The Zhao clan had led his men away. He was rather rational. If they were to really fight, Lin Fei wouldn't mind killing them. It didn't matter if it was 1 or 2, it didn't matter. It was the same principle. Master, you should be famous in the Tianhe Kingdom. Little Devil said with a smirk. Maybe they are investigating Master's origin. Let them investigate. Anyway, there's nothing left for them. Lin Fei was not worried about revealing his identity. The Zhao family head didn't make a move because he has some concerns. Although the Zhao family is the weakest of the 8 great families, I don't know how the other 7 families will react. During the time that Lin Fei lived, he learned most of the things that happened in the Tianhe Kingdom. If they fight, they will fight. Unless they have the confidence to win, they will be cautious about everything. The news that there was another powerful person in the Tianhe Kingdom also spread. The 5 Zhao brothers couldn't do anything to him, but were defeated by him with a single finger. The mysterious black-robed man attracted the attention of countless people for a while. Someone can kill the people of the 8 great families and still come out unscathed. Zhongxing, you did a good job. Zhao family mansion in a secret room. I can't see through that person, so I'm not sure. Zhao Zhongxing whispered. Anyway, he is in the Tianhe Kingdom, so what if he is happy for a while? In front of Zhao Zhongxing sat a middle-aged man with white hair at the temples, showing a look of approval. You are the head of the family, and at our level, force is a kind of assistance. The man said faintly, sometimes you have to be flexible in doing things. You can't just charge forward blindly. It's meaningless to be relentless. This middle-aged man was none other than the Zhao family's 8th Order Heavenly God Realm Master, Zhao Wuji. The distribution of benefits in the Heavenly River is about to begin. I have an idea. Let's see if we can rope him in. He was able to defeat the 5 brothers, but it seems like he hasn't used his full strength yet. If he can represent the Zhao clan, we might not be at the bottom. Your idea is pretty good. Zhao Wuji laughed. That person is indeed very strong. His celestial deity body is exceptionally domineering. You can try to recruit him, but you have to be quick. If you can recruit him, perhaps this matter will come to a perfect conclusion. When the time comes, the celestial deity sect will be able to recruit him. When people talk about it, they will say that our Zhao family has tolerant people and is broad-minded. The major forces of the Tianhe Kingdom began to investigate. However, this investigation left them dumbfounded. There wasn't much information about such a person. It was as if he had appeared out of thin air. His background and identity were blank. There was nothing that could be found. The Tianhe Kingdom's investigation ability was pretty good, but they still found nothing. Half a month later, they had resigned themselves to their fate. This person definitely had a powerful background. To be able to conceal his personal information so well, other than a disciple of a major force, no one else could do it. They also tried from the physique cultivation sections. No one recognized this kind of celestial deity body, and there wasn't much information about it. Mysterious background, a family's disciple. This was the final result of the investigation. Lin Fei had been sitting quietly in the yard the whole time. There were more scouts on the streets outside. They were smart enough to observe from afar. The Zhao family's 5 brothers were beaten back. If they recklessly went up, they would die without a doubt, leaving home. They also received the results of the investigation. The information was blank, and there were only a few things that could be recorded. This is the result of the investigation. The Li family patriarch was very dissatisfied. This was the same as not investigating at all. It was useless. Lord, there's nothing we can do. The saint spirit world is so big, and there are many hidden families. If this person really wants to hide something, it's not easy to investigate. The Li family patriarch frowned and waved his hand. Step down. Although he knew that the investigation wouldn't yield any information, the Li family patriarch was in a bad mood at such a blank and powerless investigation result. I don't have any good results. The rest are almost the same. The Li family patriarch took another look. But one thing should be certain. This person came to the Tianhe Kingdom for something. Since you want it, we can cooperate. The traces of the person in the Tianhe Kingdom were investigated clearly. This bit of information couldn't be hidden from the 8 big families. Father is too much. Isn't it just inviting someone? Just arrange for someone. Why did you make me come here personally? Li Tianhua walked into the Zhao family's territory with a look of displeasure. He went to invite the mysterious man in black on behalf of his father. Li Tianhua was a direct disciple, ranked 3rd in the family. Everyone called him 3rd young master. 3rd young master, I think you can't neglect this matter. The confidant next to him lowered his voice and said, Who doesn't know that our Tianhe country has a powerful man? Even the 5 brothers of the Zhao family are not his opponent. The head of the Zhao family refrained from making a move to save his face. This person should have a great background. The head of the family arranged this matter for the 3rd young master. If he can be invited back, it will definitely leave a good impression in the eyes of the head of the family. That's right. Li Tianhua's eyes lit up. How could I forget this? I'll listen to you. Let's invite him back. Li Tianhua was in a good mood. Not long after entering the Zhao family's territory, he met a person. Brother Tianhua, what brings you here? You're really a rare guest. It was also a group of people, and the one in the lead was a young man dressed in white. He was elegant, and he was waving a folding fan. As soon as the other party spoke, Li Tianhua knew who he was. So it's Brother Zhang. You're quite good at running. Coming all the way to the Zhao family's territory, don't tell me you've taken a fancy to that family's daughter. Li Tianhua squinted his eyes and smiled. The Zhang family was also one of the 8 big families. The white-clothed Zhang Taohua was very handsome. Bai Ruyu had a pair of peach blossom eyes. In the Tianhe Kingdom, she was the most romantic and elegant. She was so charming that the young ladies from the big families were all attracted to her. Yes, I've really taken a fancy to that family's daughter. Zhang Taohua smiled and said in her heart, Don't tell me you're here to find that man in black? That's a bit troublesome. Chapter 28-24. The young masters of the Li family and the Zhang family had both appeared in the Zhao family's territory. The spies on the street immediately discovered the situation. Normally, the disciples of the 8 great families would rarely take the initiative to cross districts unless there was something special. Now that 2 of them had appeared, and they were both young masters of the main family, The situation was different. Hurry up and report this. There's movement. Half a month had passed. Everyone was investigating this mysterious man in black, but so far there had been no useful clues. However, now that 2 young masters of the main family had appeared, it was no small matter. They had come on behalf of the Zhang family and the Li family. "Aren't you going to find the daughter?" Li Tianhua said unhappily. "It's on the way," Zhang Taohua said with a cheeky smile. "Shameless. You're the same." The 2 of them soon arrived outside the courtyard. Both of them disliked each other. "I'm Li Tianhua from the Li family. I'm here on behalf of the Li family to see you," Li Tianhua shouted in the courtyard. "Vulgar." Zhang Taohua shook her head. "I'm Zhang Taohua. I'm here on the order of the family head to see you." In the past half a month, the fierce man in the courtyard had attracted a lot of attention. He had been the center of attention for the past half a month. The arrival of the Li family and the young master of the Zhang family caused quite a commotion. People from the 2 great families had come. Were they trying to recruit him? Everyone reacted very quickly. With such an expert, even if they were to recruit him as a worshipper, it would still be a very worthwhile thing. "The people of the Zhao family are here too." It was unknown who shouted, but another group of people came outside. A young master of the Zhao clan came, and he came to the courtyard very politely. "Young masters, you're in such a good mood. At least let me know that you're in the Zhao family's territory, so that I can be a good host." Zhao Tianan also hurried over. Neither the Li family nor the Zhang family wanted to have any contact with the Zhao family. Hearing Zhao Tianan's words, they felt very awkward. He was mocking them for overstepping their boundaries. "Brother Tianan, you're too polite. We just have a small matter to attend to. We'll leave after we're done," Li Tianhua said seriously. "It's not worth bothering Brother Tianan with such a small matter," Zhang Taohua said without the slightest embarrassment on her face. "Zhao," Tianan thought to himself, "what a thick skin." In the courtyard, Lin Fei smiled. "Finally, 3 families have come." Calculating the time, it was about time. Lin Fei was not very satisfied with the number of people from the 3 clans. In any case, he had made a start. As long as they were interested in him, everything would be fine. He knew that his martial prowess that day had shocked many people. Without absolute certainty of victory, the Zhao family would not make a move. They could not afford to lose face like this, and they could not afford to suffer such a huge loss. According to the information collected in the past few days, they are trying to rope you in. It seems to be related to the interests of the Milky Way. The little devil said, "You are now a delicious steamed bun." Lin Fei laughed. "It's good to eat well." The 3 of them were here to see this mysterious black-clothed man. The other party could easily defeat the 5 Zhao brothers. Even though the 3 of them had powerful backgrounds and statuses, they did not dare to force their way in. Who knew if the other party would be ruthless? "If any of you can fulfill my conditions, I can go at any time." A sound that was neither soft nor loud came from the courtyard. 3 jade talismans traversed the void and appeared in front of the 3 of them. The moment they appeared, their hearts sank. The jade talismans gave off a dangerous aura. Just as they were about to make a move, the dangerous aura on the jade talismans dissipated and became gentle and calm. They were so scared that they broke out in cold sweat. They had almost made a fool of themselves. The 3 of them secretly took a deep breath. If they forcefully made a move and damaged the information in the jade talismans, they would really lose face. They did not dare to ask the other party to take out another jade talisman. The other party did not appear. Even though they were unhappy, they represented the 3 great clans in the Milky Way kingdom. No matter who it was, they had to be polite to. But when they thought of the other party's fierce and domineering strength, the 3 young masters immediately lost their temper. "Aya, I still have to see the young lady. I'll be leaving first." Zhang Taohua put away the jade talisman and left with a smile. I also have things to do at home. Li Tianhua also left. The first to go back was Zhao Tianan. Zhao Tianan returned with the jade talisman and asked, "Father, that person killed our Zhao clan's guards and consecrators. Why do we still want to see him?" Zhao Zhongxing smiled and said, "He is a useful person. It's that simple. The guards can be replaced, and the consecrators can be recruited again." He shook his head inwardly. I was a step too slow. These days, Zhao Zhongxing had not considered whether he should make a move or not. Because of this hesitation, the Li clan and Zhang clan sent people first. God origin sand 50 kilograms. There was not much information in the jade talisman. It was straightforward and clear. Zhao Zhongxing was very surprised. According to the investigation, this person asked many people as soon as he came to the Milky Way kingdom. It seems like he came for this god origin sand. He asked for 50 kilograms. His appetite is not small. In the entire Saint Spirit world, besides the 3 great factions, the Milky Way kingdom was the only place that could produce god origin sand. Although there were other places, they were very dangerous. Even if they went there, they might not be able to mine it. 50 kilograms of god origin sand was crazy. Too crazy. The Zhang clan head was the first to shake his head. That was a huge amount of resources. There was not much god origin sand. It was very difficult to ask for 50 kilograms at a time. They had thought of recruiting him, but the request was too difficult. The Zhang clan was not interested in this man in black. The request was too high. He is really arrogant. 50 kilograms of god origin sand. The Li clan head put down the jade talisman and frowned slightly. He could not understand. 50 kilograms of god origin sand. Even if it was for refining, it would not be so much. Or is there another use? The Li clan had thought. God origin sand was precious. So far, it was only suitable for refining weapons. There was not a lot of it, so it could not be used to its full potential. Such a request was really strange. Wait a little longer. After the 3 great families arrived, the other 5 families also arranged for people to come. Each person brought a jade talisman back. The specific information in the jade talisman was not known for the time being. The jade talisman was taken back. The 5 great families had different expressions. Some were laughing and some were cursing. Obviously, they all had a big reaction to the information in the jade talisman. In the Milky Way kingdom, everyone was very interested in the information in the jade talisman. A month passed quietly. Ever since the jade talisman was given out, the 8 great families seemed to have lost interest. Lin Fei was very calm. Chapter 28-25. The jade talisman sent by Lin Fei became a joke. The 8 great families of the Tianhe kingdom didn't move at all, as if nothing had happened. The days gradually returned to normal, and the matter of the jade talisman was gradually replaced by various things. The courtyard was restored to its previous state. Outsiders were reminded not to offend the black-robed man in the courtyard. That's a person you can't afford to offend. Time flew, and more than 30 years had passed. The day when the treasure would appear in the Tianhe kingdom was getting closer and closer. This has little to do with the people of the Tianhe kingdom, but it has a lot to do with the 8 great families. In one night, the spies outside the courtyard were almost removed. A mysterious man who couldn't be found, a guy who almost never left his house in the Tianhe kingdom. No one was monitoring him anymore. Junior Li Tianhua came to visit under the order of the patriarch. I want to see Senior. In the night, a man quietly came to the courtyard and said politely, after more than 30 years, blazing heavenly flame came again. The night was quiet. Come in. When Li Tianhua was looking at the courtyard anxiously, a voice sounded in the courtyard. Great, you finally see me. Li Tianhua was afraid that the other party wouldn't see him. If that's the case, he really can't do anything. He wouldn't dare to act wildly here. Many people in the Tianhe kingdom regarded this courtyard as a place that they couldn't afford to offend. Li Tianhua walked into the courtyard with uneasiness. Although there was a difference between the inside and outside, it felt completely different to him. A black-robed man came out of the room and stood quietly in the courtyard. "Say it, what's the matter?" Li Tianhua looked at the black-robed man and felt the same terrifying aura as his father. This was the first time he was so close to him. His breathing began to quicken, and the strong sense of oppression was very terrifying. The words of the other party made him feel irresistible. After forcing himself to take a deep breath, Li Tianhua said, "My father wishes to meet with Senior to discuss the details of our cooperation." The other party's background was mysterious, so cooperation was the most appropriate word. "Your Li family is very courageous." The black-robed man smiled. "I agree." Li Tianhua came with a task. He felt uneasy in his heart. In the past 30 years, this mysterious black-clothed man had practically never left his residence. No one had ever come out, making him seem even more mysterious and unfathomable. He had always doubted whether he could succeed or not. Li Tianhua could finally put down a stone. "Let's go." The mysterious black-robed man stretched his hand out to grab Li Tianhua. Li Tianhua didn't have any ability to resist at all. He tore open the void with his bare hands and rushed in. Too strong, he can actually withstand the power of the void astral winds. Li Tianhua's eyes widened in disbelief. The mansion of the Li family. Tonight, the higher-ups of the Li family were gathered in the meeting hall. The security outside was tight. "Master, the Li family has invited several masters of the body refining school. In fact, we don't have to invite that mysterious man," one of the higher-ups said with dissatisfaction. "Until now, we still don't know his background. He has offended the Zhao family quite badly. If we ask that person for help, we will be opposing the Zhao family." The higher-ups said one after another. The master of the Li family, Li Maxian, who was sitting at the head of the table, listened quietly with a calm expression. "Those masters of the body refining school that you invited don't seem to be very strong. I think that mysterious man is much stronger than them. Whether we can get any benefits from there or not depends on this person." Another higher-up stood up and refuted. Soon, the higher-ups of the Li family were divided into two groups. One group supported the mysterious man, and the other group refuted it. For a moment, they were in a heated argument. Whoosh! A fluctuation came from the meeting hall. The higher-ups of the Li family stopped, and many of them took out their weapons. A hand reached out of the void and tore open the void. A black-robed man walked out of the void with Li Tianhua and appeared in front of the higher-ups of the Li family. "Are you welcoming me?" Lin Fei glanced at them casually. Under his sharp gaze, all the higher-ups of the Li family shuddered. An irresistible and terrifying aura swept over them, and their hearts tightened inexplicably. How can this person have such a dangerous aura? With just a glance, the higher-ups of the Li family felt a chill. This person was not easy to deal with. No wonder Zhao Wuji had not dealt with this person until now. He was indeed not easy to deal with. Li Tianhua stood aside, and even now he still felt an inexplicable fear. The void world of the Saint Spirit domain had always been the most terrifying. Without reaching the supremacy realm and without using treasures, no heaven god would foolishly enter the void world. That would only result in death. "You are very powerful. It is the honor of the Li family to invite you to help us." Li Mo laughed loudly. "Someone give me a seat." As soon as Li Mo spoke, the higher-ups of the Li family retreated to the side. This was the first time they had seen this mysterious black-robed man. He didn't look young, and he was ferocious. They had to admit that he was very powerful. 50 kilograms of essence, force, divine sand. "I can let you get the first place this time." Lin Fei went up to Li Mo. "I am not interested in anything else. Just say the word." Lin Fei said straightforwardly. How dare you? How dare you speak like that? A middle-aged Li family higher-up shouted. Lin Fei turned his head and looked at him coldly. His cold-killing intent shrouded this higher-up. Who allowed you to speak to me like that? You have no respect for your elders. A slap came across the air. Everyone saw that the middle-aged Li family higher-up was slapped to the ground. His body was covered with dense cracks, and he looked like he would collapse at any time. Terrifying. Too terrifying. The other party actually dared to hit someone in front of the higher-ups of the Li family. Lin Fei's eyes became cold. Your family head didn't say anything. What right do you have to say anything? If anyone wants to have a taste of my slap, just say it. 1 slap per person, and I will give it to you for free. Arrogant. Another higher-up who had left glared at him and took out his weapon. Lin Fei slapped again. It passed through the void and landed on the other party's face with lightning speed. He fell to the ground on the spot. Who else? His cold eyes swept over again. 2 higher-ups of the Li family were slapped to the ground, half dead. The remaining higher-ups all shrank their necks. Too cruel. These 2 Li family higher-ups weren't weak, but they couldn't even block a single slap from the other party. They were beaten half to death, and their bodies were on the verge of collapsing. Moreover, this was because the other party was lenient. Ridiculously strong, Lin Fei attacked twice, 1 slap per person. Li family patriarch, have you made up your mind? If not, I'm going back. Li Mo did not stop the Li family higher-ups. He merely wanted to test this person's strength. He didn't expect the other party to be this strong. A 7th order, heavenly god realm, was sent to the ground with a single slap. Li Mo was truly moved. All of you leave. Li Mo stood up with a smile on his face. With a wave of his hand, all the Li family higher-ups left. Chapter 28-26. The higher-ups of the Li family walked out of the meeting hall. They looked at each other. The scene just now was too shocking, too brutal. He almost destroyed a person's body with a single slap. He can actually travel through the void. Is he at the supremacy realm? The group of people standing outside also sucked in a cold breath. This was more brutal than they imagined. Young Masterly, that guy is so brutal. You should at least inform us in advance. One of the higher-ups who had been defeated completely lost his temper. He even felt a little grateful. The other party showed mercy. Li Tianhua didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You can't blame me for this. Who knew that he could travel through the void without the help of any treasures? Even I was frightened by his physical body. Traveling through the void, Li Tianhua didn't even dare to think about it. The astral winds could easily tear a heavenly god expert into pieces in less than 3 breaths. Li Tianhua was glad that he didn't put on any airs when he went. If the other party got angry, he would have exploded his physical body with a single slap. If I didn't guess wrong, you should be the newly risen brother Outyin. After everyone left, Li Mo looked at the other party and said word by word. Lin Fei smiled. Is it important who I am? As long as you can take out 50 kilograms of essence, force, god, sand, Outyin, or Ling Tian will still help you. Li Mo laughed. That's true. I like it. He couldn't hide the shock in his heart. We are really dumbfounded. We didn't even suspect that the other party is the newly risen 8-star shadow deity Outyin. We almost caused big trouble. The Tianhe kingdom was alone. There were countless experts in the saint spirit world, and they wouldn't remember them one by one. At first, Li Mo didn't think of this. If the other party didn't rely on his physical body to travel through the void, he wouldn't have thought of this person. Although the other party didn't admit his identity, Li Mo was smart enough to know that the other party was heavenly god Outyin, a powerful figure who caused a lot of trouble in the massacre court. Such a powerful figure actually came to the Tianhe kingdom, and they didn't even know about it. The intelligence collection was too outdated. He decided to rectify it so as not to be blind next time. 50 kilograms of original energy godly sand. The Li family can give you 25 kilograms first. Li Mo had already made up his mind. No matter what, he had to rope him in. Initially, Li Mo wanted to have a good talk with Huang Xiaolong to reduce the amount of divine essence sand as much as possible, but he didn't expect the other party to be stronger than he had imagined. Huang Xiaolong's strength was unfathomable. In the entire Li family, other than the ancestor himself, no one could suppress Huang Xiaolong. Huang Xiaolong could kill a 7th order heavenly god realm cultivator with a single slap. Sure. Lin Fei answered straightforwardly. Without asking for the reason, Li Mo took out 25 kilograms of Origin Energy God Sand. This was the Li family's collection of Origin Energy God Sand, and this time it was all given to Lin Fei. From that day onwards, you just need to inform them. With that, Lin Fei turned around, tearing space and leaving the meeting hall. Tearing space with his bare hands, this physical strength is probably close to the 8th order heavenly god realm. Rumor has it that this heavenly god Outyin cultivates a unique heavenly god physique, allowing him to travel through space even before his cultivation has reached 8th order heavenly god realm. He can be considered a pseudo-sovereign Lord Master. Li Mo sighed ruefully. It's a good thing that we found him. If someone else got it before us, the Li family would be in big trouble. Having such a pseudo-supremacy expert would be everyone's nightmare. In the new distribution of benefits, the Li family would be the biggest winner. 50 kilograms of Origin Energy God Sand. This Li family is really generous. Lin Fei flew through the void. He didn't expect things to go so smoothly. Fortunately, I managed to come up with a heavenly god Outyin identity. A physique cultivator identity is really popular. Lin Fei was in a good mood. Something must have changed for the Li family to make such a decision. With half of the Origin Energy God Sand in his hands, Lin Fei could increase his physical strength by another half. Becoming a pseudo-sovereign lord wasn't a problem. There's someone flying through the void. Lin Fei looked into the distance. At the same time, a black lotus bloomed in the void, forming ripples that protected the person within. While Lin Fei was observing them, the person inside the golden lotus also noticed Lin Fei flying through the void. The two exchanged a glance before passing by each other. Since when did the Sky River country have a physique cultivator? Inside the golden lotus, there was a silver-haired old man and a young man, seemingly master and servant. The one who spoke was the young man. Xiao Jun, you're wrong. That person isn't a sovereign lord. He's a pseudo-sovereign lord master. The silver-haired old man revealed a rare smile. How is that possible? The young man had a pair of abstruse eyes, giving him a mysterious air. Isn't flying through the void a special ability of a sovereign lord? Xiao Jun, the saint spirit world is vast. There are countless capable people, including some outstanding ones. The silver-haired old man said, to be able to fly through the void at a peak 7th order heavenly god realm, he most likely cultivates a powerful heavenly god physique, maybe even a 9 stars heavenly god physique. Once this person becomes a sovereign lord, he'll be one of the top sovereign lords. What a promising young man, Master, didn't you say that the number of heavenly god bodies and 9-star heavenly god bodies in the body tempering school are few and far between? Even those that do are unique secrets. Logically speaking, they shouldn't be leaked out. That's why you must cultivate hard. The world is big. Who knows when you'll run into an expert? The silver-haired old man fell into contemplation. When you become a sovereign, you'll be able to meet the saint spirit world's experts. Lin Fei didn't pay much attention to the two people, erasing his tracks and quietly returning to his room. 50 caddies of Origin Energy God Sand. I should refine it first while I have time. 50 caddies of Origin Energy God Sand was enough to raise his strength by a large margin, and it could also conceal a part of his strength. There was no need to use Proud Heaven to simulate it. After arranging the formation, Lin Fei opened his mouth and sucked the origin, energy, God sand into his body. Swish, swish, swish. He immersed his consciousness into the refinement process. This refinement process took a long time. During this time, no one came to disturb Lin Fei. The 25 kilograms of origin energy divine sand was also refined at an extremely fast speed. Lin Fei's aura also became increasingly heavy. This was the invisible pressure of the body tempering style, which was also the pressure of the fleshly body. At this moment, the strength Lin Fei was exuding far surpassed the strength he had when he left the Li family. 50 more caddies, my proud heaven is infinitely close to the 8th level. Lin Fei could feel the extraordinary change. Chapter 28-27. Tianhe Country. The most important day for the upper echelons had arrived. It was about the distribution of benefits in Tianhe. It was the most important thing for the 8 families. The Black Domain was infinitely mysterious and full of surprises. Until now, no one could control the Black Domain. No one knew how it was formed, but they could guess that there should be a huge world or even a secret territory in the Black Domain. Tianhe had become the best way to communicate with the Black Domain. Every time something came out of the Black Domain, it would come out along the Tianhe. The 8 families fought fiercely, but they were united against the outside world. Until now, they controlled the ownership of Tianhe. The distribution was decided by the 8 families every 10,000 years. No matter who sat in this position, they had to abide by the rules set by the 8 families. Whoever did not abide by them would be eliminated. Up until now, no one had been able to disrupt the distribution of the Heavenly River's ownership. The Li family, Li Mo, sat in the meeting hall. There were only a few people sitting in the entire meeting hall. Coming. Li Mo stood up. The space fluctuated, and Lin Fei in black appeared in the meeting hall. I'm not too late, right? Li Mo's pupils shrank slightly, and he smiled. No, it's still early. With just a glance, Li Mo felt that the other party's aura was much stronger, and it made people feel breathless. He was shocked and overjoyed. The other divine realm experts stood up and looked at the man in black, who came out of the void with great vigilance. These 3 are going to attend the meeting of the 8 families together, just like you. Li Mo briefly introduced the names of the 3 people. Lin Fei glanced at them indifferently and didn't pay attention to them anymore. The 3 people were also very afraid. Although Li Mo didn't introduce this person's name, as long as they were not fools, they could see that the other party was stronger than the 3 of them. This is the treasure of our Li family. It can travel through the void, but it costs Saint Spirit crystals. In the void, Li Mo and Lin Fei chatted. They were standing on a treasure. The treasure released a shield, and it kept moving forward against the astral winds. Ripples appeared on the shield. What's so great about the Li family? Lin Fei said. Ordinary people are not qualified to have a treasure that can travel through the void. Master Li Mo could not help but reveal a trace of pride. I'm already collecting the rest of the items, Li Mo said. This time, we really have to rely on you, Brother Outyin. Things might have changed. Change? Master Li Mo's expression was solemn. Something has changed. The 8 great clans have all invited external help to fight for the distribution of benefits in the Milky Way. According to the information we've read from the previous generations, we've discovered that we've overlooked one thing. That is, there might be something good in the Milky Way this time. There's an 80% chance that it will happen. Lin Fei understood. In that case, my opponents will become stronger. You can understand it that way, Li Mo said. In the past, we, the 8 great clans, would rarely ask for outside help. It was always our own younger generation who fought for it. Actually, you didn't have to say it. Lin Fei said, I'll accept your gift. No matter how difficult it is, I'll do my best to complete it. This is our cooperation. Master Li Mo and his group traveled through the void. The power of the astral winds in the void suddenly increased. and the treasure they were standing on began to shake, like a lonely boat in the turbulent waves. "We're approaching the Milky Way temple." Master Liemo was used to it. The Milky Way is a special existence that indirectly affects the nearby void. As a result, the void in this area is chaotic most of the time. The void treasures of the Li family are not affected, so we don't have to worry too much. Lin Fei squinted. "This place of yours is really full of secrets." Master Liemo laughed. "Exactly. Even now, we still haven't figured out how many people have died in the black domain behind us. Even those supremacies don't dare to go in recklessly." The astral winds in the void continued to be violent. The 3 celestial god powerhouses behind him all had unnatural expressions. They were still very far away from traveling through the void. Without the void treasures, they would never dare to enter the void for their entire lives, so they had never seen such a grand scene. An hour later, they came out of the void and saw a huge, lying Milky Way in front of them. They actually appeared inside the Milky Way. The loud sound of flowing water was a huge visual shock. "This is the Milky Way Temple, a special place. Don't be fooled by the Milky Way's calm, but in fact it is very dangerous. For example, the flowing water is extremely heavy, and anyone who falls into it will definitely die." Master Liemo first mentioned the danger of the Milky Way. Actually, there was no need to say more. Everyone noticed the horror of the Milky Way, and at the same time they were shocked. This place in the Milky Way actually formed an independent small space that was not affected by the Milky Way. They didn't know who made this, but it was really a good move. It was also the first time that Lin Fei had come into close contact with the Milky Way. What a domineering power! When the Milky Way flows, the sound can affect the physical body and blood. No wonder people say that anyone who falls into the Milky Way will definitely die. Lin Fei squinted and kept looking at the Milky Way. "Brotherly, you're quite early." Master Liemo first brought the people to the Li family's position. This independent space was very plain. A huge flat and smooth stone was lying in the Milky Way, and the water of the Milky Way flowed past it, splitting it into 2. The 8 great families each occupied a position. In the center, a ring was built, and an array was set up, forming a series of faintly discernible ripples. As soon as they sat down, a middle-aged divine realm expert next to them smiled and greeted them. "Brother Emperor, you're all so early. Looking at your happy face, are you very confident about the distribution of benefits this time?" Master Liemo smiled and teased. Lin Fei looked over. "Royal family, a noble name. One of the 8 great families had a good relationship with the Li family, and they had always been connected by marriage. They were considered allies in the Milky Way kingdom. You're not the same. I heard that you found an expert, but I didn't expect it." Huang Feilong took a look, and his eyes stopped on Lin Fei for a moment, looking very surprised. "You're really bold. No wonder you would look for me to exchange for that thing." Huang Feihu naturally knew how powerful this person was. So far, there was no information about him, and he was very mysterious. He didn't expect that the Li family would cooperate with him. 50 kilograms of elemental energy, divine sand. It's not easy to find talents. Master Liemo said first. "The price is high, but it's worth it." "Worth it?" Huang Feilong didn't think so. He still pretended to be happy. "I'm not as bold as you, but you have to be careful. I heard that Zhao Zhongxing invited an expert back, and it's said that he's from the Massacre God Court. If you invite him, you might." Chapter 28:28. The Celestial River would produce something good this time. This was the common thought of the 8 great clans. Hence, in order to obtain more benefits, the 8 great clans had invited external help. This was because they were worried that their benefits would be lost. Zhao Zhongxing actually colluded with the people from the Massacre Court. Liemo frowned. Is the Massacre Court preparing to extend their hands into the Black Domain? Or is it just a personal opinion? All along, The three top forces did not care much about the Black Domain. The Sky River Kingdom had always been proud of their control over the Celestial River. Moreover, with the treasures obtained from the Black Domain, even supremacies had suffered great losses at the hands of the Sky River Kingdom. From then on, no one dared to covet the Celestial River. When they suddenly heard that the Massacre Court and the Zhao family were in contact, they could not help but be suspicious. The Zhao family is one of the newly promoted 8 great clans. They are in a weak position. Huang Feilong grinned as he looked at Zhao Zhongxing and the others who had appeared on the stone platform. Whoosh! A sharp gaze shot towards Li Mo's position. The target was the black-clothed Lin Fei. Hua hua hua! When Lin Fei was swept by the other party's gaze, many countries appeared around him. Thousands of soldiers and horses waved their swords and spears as they charged forward. Li Mo's expression sank. Brother Zhao, what is the meaning of this? Li Mo was displeased that Zhao Zhongxing had attacked the person he invited the moment he arrived. He coldly said to Zhao Zhongxing. Zhao Zhongxing grinned. Brother Li, I am helping you to see if you have invited the right person, in case they deliberately put on an act. I am doing this for your own good. Beside, Zhao Zhongxing was a pale-faced young man. His face was extremely pale, without a trace of rosy color. He looked sickly, but his eyes were extremely deep and powerful, like a bottomless pit. Anyone who met his eyes would unknowingly fall into his deep and invincible world. If there were people with sharp eyes, they would be able to recognize him at a glance. This was the characteristic of experts of the illusory school. Their fleshly bodies were extremely weak, but they possessed extremely powerful illusory power. When the illusory power was cultivated to the limit, a single thought could transform the world into a real world. A single thought could cause people to be immersed in the world, unable to extricate themselves. Even though this sect had not reached the level of the 10 great sects, it was still infinitely close, and no one dared to underestimate it. Li Mo first saw that the 3 people he invited were all swaying. Even though it wasn't directed at them, it still affected them. Why aren't you stopping your men? Li Mo was enraged. Brotherly, it's just a joke. Don't take it seriously, ha ha ha. Zhao Zhongxing laughed. The illusory realm targeted at them had dissipated, but the 3 of them still had lingering fears. Lin Fei acted as if nothing had happened. His face was very calm. Congratulations, brotherly. These people are all good fighters. Zhao Zhongxing said as he brought a few people to the Zhao clan seats. Are you guys all right? Li Mo first asked the 3 of them, and they shook their heads, indicating that they were fine. However, upon closer inspection, there was still a certain degree of influence, and his expression darkened. The strength of these 3 people was affected. I didn't expect the Zhao family to invite an expert from the illusory school. Li Mo had always looked down on Zhao Zhongxing. The foundation of the Li family in the Tianhe Kingdom was far beyond that of the Zhao clan. The Zhao clan must have become the lackey of the Massacre Court. Apart from this reason, Li Mo could not think of a second one. The name of the Massacre Court was enough to make all the forces in the Saint Spirit domain feel immense pressure. Are you confident? Li Mo first asked Lin Fei. A very powerful illusory realm attack. Lin Fei said, those with weak willpower will immediately fall for it, and will be tortured to death. He is still a little weaker than me, and one move is enough to kill him. That's good. Zhao clan head, the 4 of them are nothing to worry about, and the same goes for that guy from the body tempering school. The sickly young man sat beside Zhao Zhongxing, and he said disdainfully. Zhao Zhongxing had also noticed the mysterious black-robed man beside Li Mo, and he understood what was going on. Therefore, he let the people he invited test the other party, so that the Li family would suffer a small loss. Nephew Huan, thank you so much for just now. It's just a small matter, and it's not worth mentioning. Huan 12 laughed. In front of my illusory realm, Not many people can withstand it. I will personally kill that guy from the body tempering school. Offending Zhao clan head is equivalent to offending the massacre court. Well said, I like what you say. Lin Fei sat beside Liamo. The Bei family just arrived, a large family that came from outside. Their overall strength is ranked third among the 8 big families, and they're very difficult to deal with. Only the Zhang family and the Wang family can contend with the Bei family. Our Li family's overall strength is only ranked 4th. The 8 big families arrived one after another. Which family is? Lin Fei suddenly asked. This was because Lin Fei saw 2 people. Previously, he met an old man and a young man in the void world, and Lin Fei had a deep impression of them. That was the first time he met them in the void world. They are the number 1 family of the 8 big families, the Li family. Li Mo's tone became more serious. They also invited people, and those 2 people are not simple. They give off a strong sense of oppression. Of course they are not simple. That was a supreme, lord-level powerhouse. Lin Fei would never misjudge. That person is very terrifying. Even though they only saw each other once, it was not difficult to feel each other's strength. The Li family. Liamo did not notice the change in Lin Fei. The Li family was the first family, and it has not changed since. The Li family has 2 supremacies, and they have the most among the 8 big families. The Li family has always occupied the majority of the Milky Way's benefits. 2 high lord powerhouses were indeed worthy of being feared. In the Saint Spirit domain, a supremacy could dominate an area and continue to pass on the family's legacy. No one dared to offend 2 supremacies. While Lin Fei was watching, the old man also noticed Lin Fei, who did not conceal himself. You have met your match. The old man transmitted his voice. I thought it was a coincidence, but it seems that person should be in the Milky Way kingdom. A pseudo-supremacy. The distribution of benefits in the Milky Way is getting more and more interesting. Master, once my demon eye appears, even if he is a pseudo-supremacy, his body will still be torn to pieces. The young man coldly snorted, very dissatisfied. I will definitely defeat him. Among all the people here, only he is a little challenging. The old man smiled without saying anything. Brother Li, your Milky Way kingdom still has many experts. The old man laughed. Sitting next to him was Li Wuxian, the head of the Li family. Chapter 28-29. Li Wuxian had to be careful when facing this old man. The other party was a supremacy, and a top-notch one at that. Even the 2 supremacies of the Li family couldn't defeat this old man. If it weren't for the fact that the other party happened to be interested in something, the Li clan wouldn't have been able to invite this old man. Even though the old man wouldn't make a move this time, it was worth it if his disciple made a move. Li Wuxian was a 7th order heavenly god realm master, yet he could feel the aura of death coming from this young man. The frigid aura was enough to make one feel despair and fear. Despite his fear, Li Wuxian was still abnormally relaxed. No matter who they invited, they wouldn't be a match for the person in front of them. The Li family would still be the biggest beneficiary of this. No one would be able to change that. Something good will come out of the heavenly river. Are you sure that thing will come out? The old man suddenly asked. Li Wuxian nodded his head. We've already observed that place, and the possibility is high. The black domain is ever-changing, and according to past research, there's a high chance this time. The 8 great clans soon arrived. They didn't bring many people, but every one of them was an elite, and they were all eager to try. The patriarchs of the 8 great families were all very calm, but if one looked closely, they would see some urgency on their faces. It was just that they hid it very well, and it was very difficult to notice. Begin. Li Wujin stood up to preside. Every time, the 8 great clans would send a clan leader to preside over the event. Last time, it was the Zhao family, so this time it was the Li family's Li Wujin's turn. There's no need to explain the rules. Everyone already knows. Li Wuxian said excitedly, Now let's start drawing lots. One-on-one arena battle. Each of the 8 great clans had a total of 4 people who could participate in the competition. At the beginning, defeating one person would earn 1 point. In the next round, defeating the other person would earn all the points the other person had. In the end, whoever had the most points would get the most benefits from the Heavenly River Empire. It could be said that the arena matches were all about luck. Whoever persisted until the end would have more points. The lot drawing was about to begin. For the sake of fairness, the person who drew the lots was not themselves, but a mortal, a true mortal without the slightest energy fluctuations. No one could cheat. It was very fair. No one had any objections. First match, Zhao family's number 1 versus Lin family's number 1. The results of the first round were out. There were 4 people in each family, and all of them were registered by number 1 to 4. No one would know their strength beforehand. Number 1 is actually him. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. It was the young man who had cast the illusion. Lin family number 1 is going to lose. The opponent's illusory realm was very powerful. Lin family number 1 might not be a match for it. Please guide me. The number 1 of the Lin family cupped his hands. Bring it on. Huan 12 said calmly. Kill. Lin family number 1 used a spear. He took out his spear and stabbed out. Before his spear could reach his opponent, Lin family number 1 stopped moving. It was as if he had lost his mind. Phantom 12's sword pierced the space between his opponent's eyebrows. The outcome of the battle was decided. An expert of the illusion school. The Lin family patriarch's expression froze. What a good Zhao family to actually invite such an expert. We lost the first round. An expert of the school of illusion was indeed worthy of the attention of the 8 great families. Illusions were attacks on the soul. It was extremely difficult to block. The weaker ones would be defeated in a single exchange. Zhao Zhongxing had a smile on his face. He had easily won the first round. His gaze fell on the black-robed man. The matter of killing the higher-ups of the Heavenly Wolf Gang and the guards of the Zhao family can be settled now. The other party's origin was mysterious, so Zhao Zhongxing was no longer worried. Phantom 12 was a member of the Massacre God Court, and behind him was a high-ranking member of the Massacre God Court. No matter how powerful the opponent's background was, it would be difficult for him to fight against the Massacre God Court. Zhao Zhongxing could finally vent his anger. The Huan family's methods are still shallow, but they are pretty good at dealing with heavenly gods below the level of a high lord. The old man faintly looked at Li Wujin and revealed his origin. Could it be a disciple of the Huan family from Heavenly Heart Island? Li Wujin said, Rumor has it that Heavenly Heart Island once had an ancestor that was comparable to a godly lord. In the Saint Spirit realm, the Huan family's methods are number 1. The old man smiled and said, That senior from Heavenly Heart Island is indeed very talented. Even with his weak body, he was able to develop the illusion school. Unfortunately, this school is too difficult to cultivate, and after that senior, no one else has been able to reach this level. The Huan family is also getting weaker with each generation. Without becoming a lord of the illusion school, they are still a bit lacking. In the first round, the Zhao family sent out a disciple of the Huan family. This made the other 7 families feel the pressure. The drawing of lots began again. The number 2 from the Lin family against number 3 from the Bei family. The fierce battle began. The Emperor's intent attacks of number 3 from the Bei family were very powerful. One move after another, he had the upper hand and easily defeated number 2 from the Lin family. The Lin family had a bad year. They had already lost 2 rounds, so the pressure on them was very great. The number 3 from the Li family against the number 2 from the Wang family. The number 3 from the Li family was at a disadvantage the moment he went on stage. He was defeated in less than 1 incense stick of time and was killed on the spot by the Wang family. Zhao family had The 3 from the Li family have been affected by my illusion, so their strength has been greatly reduced. This time they will be at the bottom." Phantom 12 smiled. His smile was very ugly and cold. "Haha, it's good to be at the bottom." "Zhao," Zhongxing happily said, "we can suppress the Li family in one fell swoop. Without so many benefits, it will be very easy for the Zhao family to accumulate strength. If the Li family dared to ask that person for help, Zhao Zhongxing would make the Li family suffer." From the beginning to the end, the arena battles continued to accumulate. The strength of the 8 great families was also displayed. Currently, first place was the Li family, second was the royal family, and third was the Zhao family. The Li family was currently ranked 8th. So far, they hadn't won a single match. The 3 people from the Li family had all lost. Their luck wasn't very good. The other 7 families were gloating. Last time, the Li family was ranked 4th, so they had a lot of benefits. However, this time they were ranked last. Who wouldn't be happy? Liamo wasn't in a rush. As long as Ao Tian made a move, it wouldn't be a problem for them to kill their way up. On the stage, in his opinion, only the Huan family disciple, the mysterious young master of the Li family and the royal family, were at the top. Lin Fei wasn't in a rush. The people that went up were all weak, so there was nothing to worry about. He was very interested in the disciple next to the old man. That person gave him a dangerous aura. Right now, there weren't many people who could give him a dangerous aura. That was a seed with potential. Lin Fei was only interested in him. No one else was worthy of his attention. Not even the Huan family disciple. Number 2 from the Wang family against number 4 from the Li family. At this moment, it was finally Lin Fei's turn. Chapter 2830. Ever since the mysterious body transformation master came to the Sky River Kingdom, a long time has passed, but no one has figured out the origin of the other party. The Li family had lost 2 out of 4 experts in a row. If this mysterious body tempering expert continued to lose, then the Li family would be at the bottom of the distribution of benefits among the 8 great families. In 10,000 years, the overall strength of the Li family would be greatly affected. If this person's strength increased by another step, he would definitely become a strong enemy. Body tempering experts are notoriously difficult to improve. I don't believe that he can still improve. A few decades is too short. That's right. His strength should be about the same as it was back then. I really don't know what the Li family is thinking. They actually invited this guy. I guess the Zhao family will be the first to be unhappy. They are clearly not giving face to the Zhao family. The family heads discussed quietly. When the other party asked for 50 kilograms of essence force sand, they had the ability to help, but the price was too high. In addition, the Zhao family suffered a small loss when the other party came, which was equivalent to indirectly offending the 8 great families. When facing outsiders, the 8 great families were very united. On the contrary, when the other party beat the Zhao family and made them lose face, everyone was willing to see it. However, if the other party wanted to gain benefits from them, the 8 great families would have their own ideas. Unknowingly, everyone was on the same side. The Li family had secretly contacted the other party and recruited him, which naturally made everyone feel uncomfortable. The Li family had lost 2 times in a row, and everyone couldn't help but gloat. If they lost again, it would be even better. With one less competitor, they could obtain more benefits. The number 2 of the Wang family went on stage for the first time. The tall man looked gloomy and cold. Evil Yin Qi rose around him, and his face was expressionless. Attack! The number 2 expert of the Wang family made the first move. His 5 fingers were in the shape of an eagle's claw, and his fingertips were filled with a cold and gloomy aura. With this claw, the void was torn apart by the cold and gloomy aura. Netherworld Claw, specialized in breaking the physical body. This claw was ferocious and violent. Regardless of whether the other party resisted or dodged, the follow-up attack could make the other party suffer a great loss. The people of the Wang family all smiled. Number 2 was specially used to deal with body-tempering experts. Lin Fei was very calm. He pushed his palm forward as if he was doing a trivial thing. A gust of wind blew past. Wang Clan's number 2's attack was still halfway through when a gust of wind blew over. His entire body was blown into pieces by this gust of wind. The entire arena shook for a moment before returning to normal. Number 4 from the Li family wins. Lin Fei turned around and walked off the stage. Hiss! It was over. The head of the Wang family widened his eyes. Under this ordinary movement, there was an absolute violent attack. That guy is so powerful, killing a 7th Order Heavenly God Realm Master with one palm strike. All the family heads present could no longer remain calm. The more ordinary a move was, the more it could reflect a person's strength. Strong. This guy's strength was beyond imagination. I didn't let you down. A small victory. Lin Fei sat down again. This was not even a warm-up exercise. Ha ha ha. Quick and decisive. Good. Li Mo's face finally showed a smile. The clan heads and the participating heavenly deities all had a solemn look in their eyes. Using pure strength to destroy the other party, this person was definitely a powerful opponent. Be careful of number 4 of the Li family. The power of a single palm strike is so terrifying, it's best not to encounter him. Breaking everything with brute force within a narrow range, the other party's attack will be magnified infinitely. This person from the Li family was equivalent to a dark horse. What a good ordinary attack, using it to perfection. No wonder he can travel through the void. The silver-haired old man was full of praise. In these several 100,000 years, the Saint Spirit world is about to have another powerful body-tempering cultivator. The silver-haired old man's eyes were sharp, immediately seeing through the situation. Beside him, Li Wujin broke out in cold sweat. Senior, he can become a High Lord? Li Wujin was very clear about the strength of a body-tempering High Lord. His expression became unnatural. This can't be right. The silver-haired old man shook his head. Nothing is impossible. He cultivates a powerful body-tempering cultivation technique. Don't be fooled by his ordinary palm strike. Its power is at least 20% of a High Lord's attack. If there are no accidents, the Li family will be the biggest winner. Li Wujin sucked in a cold breath. This news was too unexpected. He wasn't too worried before, but now he couldn't remain calm. Becoming a High Lord in several 100,000 years, and a body-tempering High Lord Master at that. Li Wujin was having a hard time digesting this news. Does that mean he has the battle strength of a pseudo-High Lord? Li Wujin asked cautiously. You can say that, the silver-haired old man said nonchalantly. When you meet that guy later, there's no need for your Li family to go up. It'll be a pity if they die. Yes, I'll listen to Senior. Li Wujin didn't doubt a High Lord's words. The silver-haired old man looked at the person not far away. A strange light flickered in his eyes. Lin Fei killed his opponent in the first match. In the following battles, everyone's expressions became serious. That's a destructive attack. After Lin Fei killed a 7th Order Heavenly God Realm cultivator with a single palm strike, the following matches were no longer as eye-catching as before, until a young man from the Li family stepped onto the stage. After the other party smashed a 7th Order Heavenly God Realm cultivator into pieces with a single punch, another commotion broke out. Another big dark horse had arrived. One of the 10 great sects, one with the strongest explosive power. This was Lin Fei's first time observing the young man's destructive attack at such a close distance. That punch contained the power of tearing, strangling, and many other elements. This was a powerful force, not inferior to the body-tempering High Lord. Lin Fei's interest was immediately piqued, thinking to himself, among the 8 families, only this person can force me to use a portion of my strength. The others can't even withstand a single blow. After killing his opponent, that young man's sharp gaze fell on Lin Fei on the Li family side, full of provocation. Lin Fei smiled. This person was very interesting. Among the 8 families, 3 dark horses appeared. The others weren't having a good time. Nephew Huan, I thought it would be easy, but who would have thought there would be 2 dark horses? I really didn't expect it to turn out like this. Zhao Zhongxing said with a worried expression. Huan 12 laughed. Ever since I've delved into the art of illusions, up until now, no one has been able to block my Holy Spirit illusion technique. I thought it would just be a formality, but now there are 2 powerful experts, one from the Destruction School, the other from the Body Tempering School. After defeating them, everyone will know that the Illusion School is also qualified to contend for the top 10 great sects. At this moment, Huan 12 was brimming with ambition. Zhao Zhongxing's heart quivered. This person's tone wasn't just arrogant, but in the next second, he couldn't suppress his excitement. Chapter 28:31. In the Sky River Dojo, everyone had their own thoughts. The Li family, the Zhao family, and the Li family had all produced powerful dark horse contestants. Each of them was strong and vaguely stronger than the experts they had invited. This put a lot of pressure on them. 2 of the top 10 sects were in the Li family, and the other one was qualified to be one of the top 10 sections. None of these 3 were easy to deal with. The rest of the competition became a show for the 3 of them. No matter who it was, if they encountered one of the 3 of them, they would not even need to make a move before they were eliminated and disqualified. There were no flaws in the 3 of them. As long as they faced each other, they would basically be defeated. One by one, the contestants were eliminated. This time, the 3 families are dominating. I wonder who will be first. The number 4 of the Li family is now first. His attacks are fierce and domineering. My people were defeated the moment they went up. The family heads were all sad. In terms of accumulating points, Lin Fei was currently ranked first. He had been quite lucky and had encountered quite a few opponents. After killing 3 of them in a row, the others had voluntarily admitted defeat when they encountered them. In second place was the expert from the Li family. In third place was Huan 12 from the Zhao family. The points of the 3 were almost the same. At the moment, no one could guarantee that they would have the chance to surpass the other and become first. After half a day, out of the 32 contestants from the 8 families, only 4 were left. The rest had either admitted defeat or been eliminated. This was the fastest time in history. The Zhao family against the Li family. In the end, the 4 contestants belonged to 4 different families. There was no need to use numbers to describe them. Ha ha ha, we finally met. The illusion sect against the physique cultivation sect. The one from the Li family is probably going to lose. Zhao Zhongxing also laughed. Even the heavens were on his side. Nephew Huan, I'll leave this person to you. No matter what, you must kill him. Zhao Zhongxing naturally did not want to miss such an opportunity. This person had humiliated the Zhao family, and now it was time for him to pay back. Zhao Zhongxing had always wanted to kill this person, but unfortunately, he did not have the chance. In a one-on-one situation, he might not even be a match for him. Furthermore, the other party had performed so well. If he reached that realm and remembered this matter, it would be a disaster for the Zhao family. Such things had happened in the Saint Spirit domain. It would be best if they could kill him, as they would have one less powerful enemy. Patriarch Zhao, leave it to me. Huan 12 laughed loudly. Master, do you think the school of illusion or the school of physique tempering is more powerful? Luo Yu stared at the stage and asked. The silver-haired old man said, whether it is the school of illusion or the school of body tempering, the goal is the same. Who is strong and who is weak depends on the individual. In this match, I think that the body tempering expert will win. Body tempering sect? Luo Yu frowned. Didn't they say that the illusory realm school is the nemesis of the body transformation school? That depends on the person. Right now, the boy from the Huan family is a bit lacking. The silver-haired old man laughed. That guy from the body transformation school always gives me a dangerous feeling. His casual strike has 20 to 30% of a high lord strength. Who can block him? Zhao family head, do you have anything else to say after I kill you? Huan, 12 stood in the arena and said disdainfully, You talk too much nonsense. Lin Fei laughed and pushed out his palm in a domineering manner. It was the same attack, but there was a slight change. It was no longer as gentle as before and had turned into a berserk attack. The entire arena twisted and shattered. Whoosh! 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 The astral wind whistled in. This wind caused everyone to feel a chill. That guy had easily shattered the void and attracted the astral wind to attack. This was not a normal kind of vicious attack. What a smart guy! The silver-haired old man laughed. Huan 12 didn't take him seriously at all. The School of Illusion had always been the nemesis of the body tempering school. As the astral wind entered, Huan 12's expression changed and his body began to tremble. You're shameless. Illusion world. In front of the Great Terror, a world shot out of Huan 12's eyes. In that world, there were many countries, tens of thousands of beasts, and many experts. They all stood behind Huan 12. He directly became the master of this world. The astral wind howled on the arena, but it didn't affect Huan 12 in the illusion world at all. You're doomed to fail, Huan 12 said proudly. I've already cultivated the illusion world, and it can protect me from death. You attracted the astral wind to kill me, but it's just a waste of effort. The moment the illusion world appeared, the family head's heart sank. This is the killing move of the Saint Soul Level 9 secret technique. It can attack and defend at the same time. It's very domineering. No wonder it's said that the School of Illusion has always been the nemesis of the body tempering school. It seems like it's true. The body tempering expert from the Li family is going to lose. The moment the illusion world appeared, it was enough to shock everyone. This was a very powerful move of the illusion school. Although Huan 12 wasn't a supremacy expert with the illusion world, he was in an invincible position. Unless a supremacy expert made a move, no one could defeat Huan 12. I was wondering why he was so confident. So it turns out that he has mastered the illusion world. Zhao Zhongxing was even happier. He had heard of this move before, but it was his first time seeing it. It was indeed different. Lin Fei stood in the astral wind. The domineering astral wind didn't affect him at all. Illusion world. This is your strongest trump card, right? Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. I thought it was some killing move. Unfortunately, you're not a supremacy expert. Lin Fei shook his head in disappointment, casually pointing a finger. One finger pierce. The audience saw a dot of light shoot out toward Huan 12. I'm not a supremacy, but I can still defeat you easily. Huan 12 threw his head back and laughed. With this move of yours, I'll let you have it 10 times. In the illusion world, the sky was filled with kingdoms. Huan 12 was a god among them. A speck of light appeared out of nowhere in the illusory world, forming a straight line that traversed everything. All kinds of illusory realms were shattered. Before Phantom 12 could finish speaking, the speck of light pierced through his forehead. Cracks appeared on his body, and with a cracking sound, Phantom 12 was torn apart. The illusory world shattered, and astral winds wreaked havoc in the void. The huge arena regained its silence. Silence! It was so quiet that it was terrifying. He died just like that. That was the illusory world of the Illusory Realm sect. The family heads were dumbfounded. When the illusion world appeared, they couldn't tell if it was real or fake. It was rumored that when one cultivated it to the extreme, the illusion world could become real. An army would descend on the border, and corpses would be everywhere. That was the real terror. Among everyone, only the silver-haired old man was normal. He slightly shook his head. Chapter 2832. How did he die? Zhao Zhongxing was very emotional. He stood up on the spot and looked at the man in black with killing intent. The helper arranged by the massacre court was actually dead, and he had died in front of him. He was his hope. What should he do now? There was nothing more humiliating than this. Zhao Zhongxing felt a burning pain on his face. He had finally been able to show off for a while, but now he was gone. How could you kill him? Zhao Zhongxing pointed angrily at the man in black on the arena. How was he going to explain this? Huan 12 had not cultivated a clone, so he was dead. This was a big problem. I killed him if I wanted to. Lin Fei turned around. I still want to slap you now. A black shadow stretched out from the arena and swept across the sky. With a crisp sound, Zhao Zhongxing's entire body was sent flying, crashing into the Milky Way arena's array formation and falling headfirst onto the ground. Zhao Zhongxing felt as if his entire body was about to shatter after this slap. He glared at his opponent, his eyes filled with extreme hatred. How dare you glare at me? Lin Fei roared and sent another palm strike flying through the air. Impudent! A majestic voice rang out. The Bei family's family head took out a treasure and blocked in front of Zhao Zhongxing. With a loud kacha sound, the treasure was slapped away. The Bei family head's power didn't diminish as he slapped Zhao Zhongxing's face again. After a series of kacha sounds, Zhao Zhongxing's body exploded. After recovering, his face was pale and extremely ugly. How dare you injure me? The Bei clan leader, Madman Bei, had a violent temper. After taking back the treasure, he could not help but feel his heart ache. A part of the treasure was dented, which was caused by the other party. This is the Sky River Plaza. How dare you act so impudently? The Wang clan leader stood up as well. Everything happened too quickly. By the time everyone reacted, Zhao Zhongxing of the 8 great clans had been slapped twice. His body was shattered, and his injuries were not light. However, these clan leaders were also very uncomfortable. The other party was too lawless. He didn't have a good impression of this person to begin with, and now that he had beaten up Zhao Zhongxing, he disliked him even more. If he could take this opportunity to kill him, that would be for the best. After Madman Northern made his move, the Wang family's patriarchs stood up to defend him. One by one, the patriarchs of the Wang family stood up. Only Li Wuxian and Li Mo didn't stand up. Li Wuxian was sure that the other party had the ability to become a High Lord, so he wouldn't be stupid enough to stand up and criticize the other party. He wouldn't even use force. That was purely because he was tired of living. He couldn't wait for these patriarchs to rush up and cause both sides to suffer. Once the other party became a High Lord, all the families in the Sky River Kingdom could be erased. He was invited by my family. Don't go too far. Li Mo was enraged as well. It was clear that he wanted to kill them all and make the Li family unable to rise again. In the arena, it's not a matter of life and death. His skills are inferior, so it's normal for him to die. Could it be that he can only stand there and let others kill him? Zhao Zhongxing came up with a pale face. He's too arrogant. I'm one of the patriarchs of the Sky River Kingdom, and I represent the Sky River Kingdom. He's just an outsider, yet he dared to beat someone up. He's not putting the Sky River Kingdom in his eyes, let alone us. I don't think he's suitable to represent the Li family. This was a vicious move. He didn't need to use killing Huan 12 as an excuse to attack the other party. This was a slap to the patriarchs' faces, and it was no less than a slap to the patriarchs' faces. If he could get rid of the other party, the Li family would suffer heavy losses, and their strength would be greatly affected. Li Mo stared at Zhao Zhongxing. What a shameless guy. He teamed up with the patriarchs and wanted to use this as an excuse to attack the Li family. You dare! Li Mo's eyes were cold. Everything is in line with the rules. Zhao Zhongxing, do you still have any shame? Your people couldn't kill him, and the person you invited was killed instead. Are you worried that the Massacre God Court will blame you? You're really thinking too much. Zhao Zhongxing was shameless, and Li Mo directly scolded him. This was directly shedding all pretense of cordiality. He was invited by the Li family. If anyone dares to make a move, they will be going against the Li family. I don't mind dying together with them. Li Mo's voice was cold. Who was Ao Tian? He was an expert who could become a high lord in the future. He clearly considered whether to offend him or not. The 6 patriarchs didn't expect that Li Mo would not hesitate to shed all pretense of cordiality with Zhao Zhongxing, and even shouted about dying together. This caused their hearts to tremble. The Li family strength was second only to the top 3 families. If they really wanted to die together, they might really have to pay the price. Brother Li, you are the number 1 family, and this matter is aimed at us. I think we should hold a Tianhe Kingdom conference and vote by a show of hands. Zhao Zhongxing quickly changed the topic and immediately spoke to Li Wuxian, who had been silent all this time. In the Tianhe Kingdom, the Li family was the number 1 family. No matter how tough Li Mo was, if they held a Tianhe Kingdom conference, he would have no choice but to lower his head. At that time, he could get rid of that guy and then blame the Li family. It was really killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Zhao Zhongxing couldn't help but feel proud in his heart. The other patriarchs' eyes lit up, and their gazes fell on Li Wuxian. The silver-haired old man sitting next to Li Wuxian smiled more and more brilliantly. Things were really getting more and more interesting. I can understand your feelings. Li Wuxian really didn't want to offend that person. Senior High Lord had said it, and Li Wuxian wasn't a fool. He definitely couldn't say it out loud because they had changed the target. Zhao Zhongxing and the others seemed to have found their backbone. As soon as Patriarch Li Wuxian spoke, Li Mo lost. Looking at Li Mo's expression, he didn't look any better. Brother Zhao, isn't it just the death of a heavenly god? It's not a big deal. Li Wuxian smiled, and your temper is a little bad. He is the patriarch, so you should give him some face, don't you think so? As soon as Li Wuxian's words came out, the 5 patriarchs were collectively dumbfounded. They didn't get angry as they had expected. No matter how they looked at it, it seemed like he was biased. What was going on? Lin Fei also smiled. This patriarch really knows how to speak. He deserved to be killed because he was inferior. Zhao Zhongxing was furious. He couldn't understand why Patriarch Li would speak up for that guy. Wasn't he afraid of offending the Massacre God Court? That's how it is, let's continue. Li Wuxian waved his hand, as if he had completed his mission. 5 patriarchs, look at me. I don't know what to do for a while. Li Mo secretly heaved a sigh of relief. He also couldn't understand why Li Wuxian would help Proud Heaven. Could it be that he had seen through them? No matter what, the Sky River Parliament couldn't be discussed, and no one could do anything to them. Patriarch Wang was the first to sit down, and he said seriously, Brother Zhao, really, there's no need for you to do this for a dead, heavenly god. Let's continue. The sooner we divide the benefits, the better we can return together. You guys, Zhao Zhongxing gritted his teeth as he watched them sit down one by one. Even Patriarch Bei, who was the first to act, shook his head and sat down. Chapter 28:33. After Phantom 12 was killed by Lin Fei with a finger, he obtained his opponent's points and increased the distance between them once again. The words of Li Wuxian, the number 1 family head, shocked everyone. Since when would Li Wuxian speak up for an outsider? This was different from usual. Could it be that he knew the identity of the other party? The family heads were all guessing. The most sullen one was Zhao Zhongxing. He had finally found a helper and was about to show off his might when he suffered a blow to his head. The other family heads turned against him, and this was undoubtedly rubbing salt into his wound. In the other match, Luo Yu, who represented the Li family, also defeated her opponent with a single move. The last match, the Li family against the Li family, was really unexpected. Lin Fei had always treated Phantom 12 as his opponent. To other physique cultivators, the illusory realm was a top-notch killing move. However, he didn't know that Lin Fei had the system, which was the best at defense. Even an idiot could easily block an illusory realm attack with the system, unless the other party cultivated the illusory realm to the limit, making it impossible to distinguish between real and fake. At that time, Lin Fei would have a headache. The difference between real and fake was the most difficult to deal with. Phantom 12 was a little weaker, so he was killed with a single finger. Everyone's attention was on the last match. With the strength that Li Mo had displayed before, no one dared to look down on this helper that Li Mo had found. They all regretted that they didn't try at the start and let Li Mo take advantage of them for nothing. On the stage, the two of them stood facing each other. Luo Yu is filled with fighting spirit. You are the strongest physique cultivator I have ever seen. Of course, supremacies don't count. Luo Yu looked at him and said word by word, "Thank you for the compliment." Lin Fei said with a smile. He already had a good impression of Xiaoqin after hearing those words. You are the same. You are the only opponent among everyone that gives me the desire to fight. You have a good eye. Luo Yu's eyes were filled with pride. I am not someone those people can compare to. You are very strong. Although Master said that there is a gap between us, I still want to experience it for myself. Let's be straightforward. Let's settle this in one move. The two of them didn't mute their words on the stage, so the people below heard it clearly. One move to decide the victor, the only opponent. Those powerful beings who survived were all glaring at Lin Fan. Lin Fan clearly didn't put them in his eyes. It's best if both sides suffer heavy losses. Zhao Zhongxing's face darkened as he stared at the stage. All right. Lin Fei readily agreed. Luo Yu laughed heartily. I'm going to use my ultimate killing move. I hope you can block it. I don't want to defeat you so easily. That would be too boring. Violet, gold, divine eyes of destruction. Luo Yu stomped her foot as a terrifying aura erupted from her body. After letting out a loud roar, a black vertical eye appeared between his brows. It was accompanied by ancient runes, appearing abnormally terrifying. At the same time, a void vaguely appeared behind Luo Yu. In the void, an incomparably huge vertical eye appeared. It was indistinct, but it resonated with Luo Yu from afar. Hiss! The 7 patriarchs sucked in a breath of cold air. This is a divine ability, and it's the extremely powerful violet gold divine eyes of destruction. He's the disciple of the Star Sea Supremacy. One of the patriarchs stood up, his eyes filled with terror. Ah, the disciple of the Star Sea Supremacy? I think he's called Luo Yu. It's said that this Luo Yu is from a special race. Once he opens his divine eyes, he can refine anything. The disciple is here. Doesn't that mean the 7 patriarchs' eyes landed on the silver-haired elder beside Li Wuxian, and they sucked in another breath of cold air? Without a doubt, this person was the Star Sea Supremacy, the Saint Spirit World, the overlord of a region, the Star Sea Supremacy, an absolute veteran supremacy. None of the veteran supremacies were simple, especially for a veteran like the Star Sea Supremacy. In the Saint Spirit World, he appeared and disappeared unpredictably, and the number of people who had seen him could be counted on one hand. The patriarchs of the Tianhe Kingdom had a distinguished status, but they didn't know anyone they wanted to know. Coincidentally, the Star Sea Supremacy was one of them. No one had seen him before, and no one would know him. After recognizing that this person was the disciple of the Star Sea Supremacy, Luo Yu, the patriarchs realized that this person was the Star Sea Supremacy. At this moment, they understood why Li Wuxian would speak up for them. It turned out that there was a veteran supremacy sitting beside them. When did Li Wuxian get to know the Star Sea Supremacy? A doubt appeared in their minds, and an even greater doubt arose. What was the background of the black-robed man on the arena? Was he someone with a powerful background? Previously, they had wanted to help Zhao Zhongxing destroy the black-robed man so that they could reap greater benefits. If the other party had a powerful background, wouldn't their actions have completely offended the other party? After squeezing out an ugly smile at the Star Sea supremacy, everyone looked at Zhao Zhongxing with eyes full of anger and resentment. You tricked us, and we even stood on your side. The situation on the arena was also changing. Ever since Luo Yu used the purple-gold divine eyes of destruction, the powerful destructive power tore the arena apart, exposing the entire arena to the astral winds. The astral winds howled, but they couldn't get close to Luo Yu. They were all shattered by the destructive power, forming a vacuum zone around them. Powerful. Everyone had the same thought. The family heads present were all peak 7th order heavenly god realm cultivators. When they saw the terrifying power released by the divine eyes of destruction, they sucked in a breath of cold air. Each generation was surpassing the previous. They seemed to have aged, and the saint spirit world would soon belong to the younger generation. Kill! Luo Yu's aura climbed to the peak. The blurry vertical eye in the void slowly opened. The divine eyes on Luo Yu's forehead also opened at this moment, revealing a slit as they communicated. Boom! A purple passageway was instantly distorted. There was only a gigantic purple passageway left on the stage. The stage had been blasted open, and the purple passageway extended outwards, colliding with the heavenly river and forcefully creating a passageway. The heavenly river that everyone feared was unable to withstand the sharpness of the purple passageway for a moment. It's really too terrifying. This is 70% of a supremacy's power. If he becomes a supremacy, wouldn't his power double? At that time, even an ordinary supremacy might not be able to block this attack. I wonder if that guy can block it. Except for Li Wuxian. The other family heads stood up, and energy surged around their bodies, forming a protective barrier to resist the shock waves released by the divine eyes of destruction. Their eyes were fixed on the arena. This scene was too shocking. They really wanted to know who won. The purple passageway lasted for more than 10 breaths' time, but it was already terrifying enough. If they were in Luo Yu's shoes, they would have died without a doubt. Luo Yu's body swayed slightly, and a trace of helplessness appeared on his face. You still won. Chapter 2834. Lost? Hearing Star Sea Supremacy's disciple admit defeat, the expressions of the 7 family heads changed completely. That attack was at least 60 to 70% of a supremacy's strength, and that guy blocked it? He looked completely fine. Was there a need to scare them like that? In their opinion, Star Sea Supremacy's disciple would have a high chance of winning. But now they didn't know what to say. Senior, you knew this would happen. Li Wuxian took a deep breath and said, if the other party could block 60 to 70% of a supremacy's attack, didn't that mean that the person Li Mo invited had at least the strength of a pseudo-supremacy? That would be a different story. Last time, when I came with Xiaoyu, we met in the void. Star Sea Supremacy smiled. Li Wuxian could no longer remain calm. Void traversal. A supremacy expert. No, the other party didn't have the aura of a supremacy expert. At the very least, he was a pseudo-supremacy expert. How old was he? I made a mistake. I really made a mistake. Li Wuxian smiled bitterly. Everyone heard Star Sea Supremacy's words. Everyone looked at each other and didn't know what to say. Instead, they were filled with deep regret. A pseudo-supremacy who was a body cultivator. Even the purple-gold divine eyes of destruction couldn't do anything to the other party. How did they offend such a powerful person? Even if the patriarch knew, he would have to give the other party some face. Zhao Zhongxing, you tricked us. The only person present who knew Lin Fei's identity was Li Mo. His face was full of smiles. Victory! The Li family had obtained the greatest benefits this time. To be honest, Li Mo was still a little worried, especially after knowing that the other party was Luo Yu. He was really worried that proud heaven wouldn't be able to handle it, resulting in failure. When everyone's gazes had changed, Li Mo's face was filled with happiness and pride. 50 kilograms of God Origin Force sand was truly worth it. He was even more glad that he didn't give up this opportunity because of those thoughts. In the next 10,000 years, the strength of the Li family would rise to another level, and all of this was brought to them by proud heaven. Congratulations, Brother Li. The Li family is really proud this time. The family heads all came up to congratulate him. Even though they felt uncomfortable, they still endured it. A pseudo-supremacy and a physique cultivator that was almost no different from a true supremacy powerhouse. Li Emo dealt with it calmly. No hatred could be seen on his face as he chatted cheerfully. How can he be a pseudo-supremacy? Zhao Zhongxing was the one who felt the most aggrieved. Looking at the reactions of the family heads, Zhao Zhongxing left unwillingly. Threatening words? There was no need for that. Almost everyone present was circling around that person. If he didn't leave now, who knew if that person would start a massacre and kill him? At that time, no one would speak up for him. After Luo Yu admitted defeat, the distribution of benefits in the Heavenly River was also over. For the first time, the Li family took the lead, followed by the Li family. The patriarchs all took the initiative to speak to Lin Fei, expressing that everything that had happened before was a misunderstanding. All sorts of dirty water was splashed on Zhao Zhongxing, and that they didn't mean to be enemies with him, asking for their forgiveness. Lin Fei didn't forgive them, nor did he say anything. He just kept a cold expression on his face. The hearts of these family heads sank, and they could only go back to discuss countermeasures. At this moment, they really regretted offending a pseudo-supremacy with limitless potential. Furthermore, he was from the conjoined body sect. After they left, there were only a few people left in the Heavenly River Dojo. Brother, my master would like to invite you over. Luo Yu came up to invite him. Her tone was still stubborn, as if she was unwilling to accept her defeat. In Luo Yu's opinion, she was actually just a little bit weaker. All right. Lin Fei smiled. To be able to get to know a supremacy, a veteran one at that, was still very interesting. Li Wuxian and Li Emo brought their people and stood to the side. They were of noble status, but in front of a supremacy, they were still far inferior. Tactfully, they stood to the side to show their respect for Xinghai supremacy. Junior Aoqian greets Senior Xinghai. Lin Fei came up and cupped his hands in greeting. Lin Fei had found out about Xinghai supremacy's information from the system. In the Saint Spirit world, he was a lone supremacy. This was not unusual, as there were many similar supremacies in the Saint Spirit world. More importantly, he was a world leader in the Black Domain world. That was not simple. The world that Xinghai supremacy controlled was not in the Saint Spirit world, but in the Black Domain world, which was a world behind the Heavenly River. The Black Domain had a country, and that place was easy to defend and difficult to attack. To kill Xinghai supremacy was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. As mentioned earlier, the Black Domain world was a place that ordinary supremacies did not dare to enter. It was very mysterious. Xinghai supremacy was one of the lucky ones and had a world in the Black Domain. Xinghai supremacy was very famous in the Saint Spirit world, and few would dare to offend him. Because of the characteristics of the Black Domain, the supremacies of the Saint Spirit world, including the great supremacies, were willing to make friends with Xinghai supremacy. He had friends everywhere. You are the one in the massacre god court, the one who killed several kings, the fastest person in history to become an 8-star Shadow One. That Ao Tian. Luo Yu was the first to react. If you are him, then it is not strange that you can withstand an attack from my purple gold divine eyes of destruction. Lin Fei nodded. Yes, I am that Ao Tian. Brotherly, you really hit it well. Li Wuxian said bitterly, if I knew that he was that Ao Tian, no matter what, I would not let you snatch him away. Ao Tian's name, in the remote Sky River Kingdom, had also heard of this person. He was very powerful and was very domineering. The massacre god court could not wait to cut him into 1,000 pieces. Li Wuxian did not expect that Ao Tian would come to the Sky River Kingdom. Actually, I did not know for a long time. Liemo said with a smile. He took the initiative to tell me. I can only say that my luck is better. Li Wuxian smiled bitterly. If those people knew that this person was Aotian, they would not be able to sleep. This person even dared to kill the king of the massacre god court, let alone our sky river kingdom's patriarch. So you are Aotian, no wonder you can travel through the void. Your heavenly god body is not ordinary. Xinghai Supremacy said with a smile, Can you tell me which heavenly god body you inherited if you do not mind? Beside him, Luo Yu was also very interested. Senior, why do you think that my heavenly god body is not ordinary? Lin Fei did not directly answer, but asked back. Xinghai Supremacy was not angry. Interesting. Really interesting. Are you planning to test me? I am in a good mood today. Let's chat. Chapter 2835. Xinghai Supremacy was the overlord of a world in the Black Domain. Even the Saint Spirit World's supremacy had to be on good terms with him. Even if it was just a clone, it was still respectable. To be able to speak to a pseudo-supremacy like Lin Fei, it was unknown how many people would be envious. Li Wuxian and Li Mo were very envious. They wouldn't dare to speak to Xinghai Supremacy like that even if they had 100 guts. In the Tianhe Kingdom, which of the 8 great families didn't rely on the Tianhe Kingdom? They just picked up a few scraps. Compared to someone like Xinghai Supremacy, the difference was too great. Luo Yu quietly stood beside her master. To be able to block his purple-gold divine eyes of destruction, he indeed had the qualifications to be high-spirited. His divine eyes attack had 60 to 70% of a supremacy's power. An ordinary heaven god expert would be killed in one hit. Your heaven god body is definitely not the Saint Spirit World's heaven god body. There definitely isn't one as strong as you. Xinghai Supremacy said, The biggest possibility is that you either created it yourself or obtained it from the Black Domain. Lin Fei had to admit that Xinghai Supremacy's eyes were very sharp. He could see so clearly that Proud Heaven didn't have a heaven god body in the Saint Spirit World. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to think of it. Senior Xinghai, you have good eyesight. You can even see through this. I wonder which one do you think it is? Lin Fei smiled. Xinghai Supremacy smiled. You're quite cunning. As one of the top 10 sects, during its glorious days, there were all sorts of heavenly god physiques emerging one after another. There were even supreme geniuses who created their own physique cultivation techniques and reached the highest realm. All of these people, without exception, have walked a very long way. As for you, the Black Domain is very big, but there is no heavenly god physique like you. There can only be one explanation, and that is that your physique cultivation technique is an original creation. Creating a unique body tempering technique? Li Wuxian and Li Mo, including Luo Yu, couldn't remain calm. You want to fly to the sky, creating a unique cultivation technique to such an extent they felt like they had lived their lives in vain. He was truly a peerless monster. My heavenly god body is called the prideful heavenly god body, Lin Fei said with a smile, because I want to look down on the world, relying on my heavenly god body. I want to run amok under the heavens. Star Sea Sovereign Lord pondered for a bit and slowly nodded. Proud heaven, proud of the world, your tone is quite big. No wonder you were able to create Proud Heaven. At such a young age, you relied on your body to travel through the void and killed a Huan family disciple. You indeed have the strength to stand proudly. Lin Fei was not afraid of Ao Tian spreading the news. If anyone really treated him as an ordinary pseudo-paragon lord, the unlucky one would definitely be the other party. He, Proud Heaven, would unleash his full power. Even if a paragon lord came, it would be useless and they would return empty-handed. The Saint Spirit Domain is huge. You have to continue working hard. When you reach the supremacy stage one day, you can come to the Black Domain as a guest. Star Ocean Supremacy took out a star-shaped item. This is the black star that traverses the Black Domain. It can guide you into the black domain and avoid the dangers along the way. Luo Yu was extremely shocked. Her master had actually taken out such an important item to give to the other party. It was unknown how many big shots in the Saint Spirit domain wanted something like this. She didn't know what kind of dog shit luck this heavenly god Aotian had. I will. Lin Fei's heart was also shaken. Recently, he had easily obtained an introductory scroll to enter the black domain. It was very rare for Star Ocean Supremacy to be able to say so many words. Okay, let's go. Star Ocean Supremacy took Luo Yu and left the Heavenly River Dao right. Lin Fei looked at Star Ocean Supremacy's back and put away the item. Li Wuxian came up to congratulate Star Ocean Supremacy. Congratulations, Brother Aotian. You have obtained great benefits. Everyone wants to enter the black domain. No matter how hard they try, they can't get it. For Star Ocean Supremacy to give you a black star. If this gets out, who knows how many people would be envious? Both of them were very envious. Although the Heavenly River Nation was beside the black domain, it was very far away. If they wanted to enter the black domain, even if they were given 100 guts, they still wouldn't be able to do so. If they entered with such strength, just the outer region alone would be enough to kill them. Lin Fei wasn't sure why Star Ocean Supremacy took the initiative to give away the black star. But no matter what, this gave him a chance to enter the black domain. It sounded like it should be very safe. Lin Fei owed this favor. Perhaps I am more pleasing to the eye, Lin Fei said casually. Pleasing to the eye? We are not bad looking either. Why are we not pleasing to the eye? Both of them were very sullen. The news of the Li family taking the lead in the Heavenly River Nation's upper echelons and suppressing the Li family also spread internally. Big and small forces were all shocked. The Li family actually took first place. What kind of joke was this? Wasn't it always the Li family who took first place? Why did it change so quickly this time? Very quickly, more news spread. The Li family could become a big dark horse because of the black-robed man who injured Zhao Zhongxing's guards. He was invited by the Li family. Everyone was shocked again. It was actually that guy. Everyone really couldn't come back to their senses for a while. As for other news, no other news came out. The 8 great families blocked the news about Lin Fei, especially the Pseudo-Supreme Lord. In the entire Heavenly River Nation, only a few people knew about it, not to mention that Star Ocean Supremacy came to the Li family. Lin Fei returned to the Heavenly River Nation. Li Mo directly invited Lin Fei to the Li family as a guest and held a grand celebration banquet for this. 7 of the 8 great families all came. In the arena, they almost offended Lin Fei. Taking advantage of this opportunity, they all came to apologize and even brought a free gift. After they returned to the Heavenly River Nation, they immediately went to find the ancestor and told him about this matter. Star Ocean Supremacy, and that person were the last to leave, which made people uneasy. When the ancestor heard that even Star Ocean Supremacy admired this Pseudo-Supreme Lord, he immediately realized that this person had endless potential. The Li family stood on that person's side at that time, so they definitely knew about the Pseudo-Supreme Lord's strength. In this way, the other party's future achievements wouldn't be low, and he might really become a body-tempering supremacy. He had to apologize and bring a gift. No matter what, he had to be forgiven and draw a clear line with the Zhao family, lest the other party advanced in the future and remembered today's situation. Even if the Zhao family had a supremacy, killing a body-tempering pseudo-supreme lord would be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Therefore, the 6 patriarchs, except for Li Wuxian, all came. Each one of them was very respectful towards Lin Fei, which confused the others for a while. What was going on? Out Yin. After obtaining Lin Fei's consent, Li Wuxian took the initiative to release Lin Fei's name. The faces of the patriarchs turned pale. Heavenly God Out Yin, this name, everyone had no choice but to think about it. This was a powerhouse in the massacre god court, a powerhouse who had killed many rulers. The patriarchs only felt cold sweat dripping down their backs. He even dared to kill a ruler, let alone the few of them. Zhao Zhongxing, you almost killed us. The patriarchs hated Zhao Zhongxing to death, wishing that they could tear Zhao Zhongxing's corpse into 1,000 pieces. He almost caused them to suffer a disaster. Chapter 28:36. After the banquet, everyone remembered Proud Heaven's name. The guy who once showed off his might in the massacre god court came to the Tianhe kingdom and helped the Li family get first place in the Heavenly River Kingdom, obtaining a large share of the Heavenly River Kingdom. The family heads were all regretting it. 50 kilograms of origin energy divine sand was truly worth it. It was truly worth it. Lin Fei was also invited by Li Mo to stay at the Li family. Although they were working together, they both got what they wanted. Bang, bang, bang! The sound of things breaking kept coming from Zhao Zhongxing's study. Heavenly God, proud heaven. Although he didn't go to the banquet, Zhao Zhongxing still heard about the situation at the banquet. This was also the first time he heard that person's name. Why is it him? Why? Zhao Zhongxing went to the massacre god court and also learned of Heavenly God Proud Heaven's name. This person was the fastest person to level up in the Shadow Guild in hundreds of thousands of years. Countless country heads and heavenly gods died at his hands. If I knew he was Heavenly God Proud Heaven, I would have agreed even if it was 100 kilograms of origin energy god sand. In the end, I gave it to Li Mo for nothing. Zhao Zhongxing's expression was very ugly. From time to time, regret flashed on his face, but it was soon replaced by a ferocious expression. Since I offended him, the 7 family heads all went to curry favor with him. You forced me to do this. Zhao Zhongxing also knew about the situation at the banquet. Those people simply didn't want to offend a future body, tempering High Lord. No matter how strong a pseudo-High Lord is, he is still not a High Lord. If the Massacre God Court and the Huan family find out, they definitely won't let Heavenly God Proud Heaven go. Zhao Zhongxing made a decision, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. The Li family in a quiet courtyard. Lin Fei temporarily lived here. He politely declined the maid arranged by Li Mo. He liked to live alone. At night, Lin Fei didn't see Star Ocean High Lord. He used the system to search for him, but couldn't find him. It seemed like he had left the Tianhe kingdom. They are really generous. They knew I wanted origin energy god sand, so they gave me 10 kilograms, 20 kilograms, and even Saint Spirit crystals. It seems my name is quite valuable. In front of Lin Fei was the apology gift sent by the 6 patriarchs at the banquet tonight. If I was a pseudo-supremacy of an ordinary sect, they definitely wouldn't be so generous. But as a pseudo-supremacy of the body tempering school, it's completely different. It's enough to make them fear me. Lin Fei had to thank the Star Sea supremacy. If there was no final battle, they might not pay so much attention to it. Originally, I was short 25 kilograms of elemental energy god sand, but now I have enough. I can break through to the 8th stage of Proud Heaven. He was only a small step away from the 8th layer of Proud Heaven realm, and Lin Fei was very clear about the gap between them. Seclusion? When Li Mo heard that Proud Heaven was in seclusion, he was also slightly shocked. What a martial arts fanatic! No wonder he could appear in the Saint Spirit realm at such a young age. I have to quickly gather the remaining 25 kilograms of elemental energy god sand. Because of the words of the Star Sea supremacy, Li Mo didn't dare to offend Proud Heaven. Even the supremacy of the Li family expressed that he had to be polite to Proud Heaven. To be able to withstand 60 to 70% of a supremacy's attack, even if he made a move, he wouldn't be able to kill Proud Heaven. At most, he would be heavily injured, and he would have to use the secret killing technique of the 10th layer of the Saint Spirit realm. Li Mo was completely aware of Proud Heaven's strength. Even his ancestor supremacy said that he couldn't kill Proud Heaven, so he rejoiced at the choice he made back then. Lin Fei's seclusion lasted for 3 years. 3 years passed in the blink of an eye. The 25 kilograms of elemental energy god killer was completely refined. The moment it was completely refined, Lin Fei's Proud Heaven finally stepped into the 8th stage of Proud Heaven realm from the 7th stage. Lin Fei was completely reborn. This was a qualitative change that could be clearly felt. Lin Fei's body also had a powerful aura that was above everyone else. The moment he broke through, he sealed it tightly. He didn't want to expose it yet. The difference in strength between the 7th and 8th stage of Proud Heaven realm is at least 20 times. The increase in strength of the Saint Spirit secret technique is even more terrifying. Lin Fei slowly felt the changes brought by Proud Heaven. Now, even if I stand there without moving, the attacks of the supremacy of ordinary sex won't be able to break through my body's defense. When he was at the 7th stage of Proud Heaven realm, Lin Fei still had some fear when he fought against the Star Sea supremacy. If he fought against him now, even if he couldn't defeat him, he would still be invincible. Right now, my Proud Heaven not only has the best defense, but also the best attack weapon. This time, my mission in the Sky River Kingdom can be considered completed. After I return to the Cloud Kingdom, I will go into seclusion for 100,000 years. In total, I will be able to announce that I have broken through to the supremacy realm. At this time, becoming a supremacy would only take a total of 200,000 years. The speed of advancement was still quite fast. Lin Fei planned to go back and take a look. He was not in a hurry. After familiarizing himself with the 8th stage of Proud Heaven realm, Lin Fei came out of the courtyard. After Lin Fei came out of seclusion, Liemo rushed over. When he saw Lin Fei, he vaguely felt a sense of oppression. It was stronger than the last time. It can't be that his strength has increased again. Congratulations, Brother Outyen. Your strength broke through again. Master Liemo's feeling towards himself was never wrong, so he passionately complimented. The strength of a body cultivator was notoriously difficult to increase. The other party could easily have a small breakthrough. Liemo felt that the Star Sea supremacy must have seen Proud Heaven's potential. That's why he gave that thing to him. Just a little accumulation. Lin Fei said indifferently. In his heart, he said, I have reached the supremacy realm, although I sealed my aura. However, Proud Heaven's improvement has more or less left some traces. Seeing that Proud Heaven was not willing to talk about this matter, Liemo was not stupid enough to ask. He took the initiative to invite Lin Fei to the study room to finish the rest of the transaction. This is the remaining 50 kilograms of Origin Force God Sand and 20 million Saint Spirit Crystals. Consider it a small gift from the Li family. Liemo took out the Origin Force God Sand and a storage ring. This time, a lot of good things came out of the Black Realm. The Li family naturally did not forget Proud Heaven, who had contributed a lot. They directly took out 20 million Saint Spirit Crystals to thank Proud Heaven. 20 million Saint Spirit Crystals was a huge amount of money. The Li family thought that it was very worthwhile to use it to win over Proud Heaven. Congratulations, head of the Li family. It seems that you have obtained a lot of good things. Lin Fei smiled and accepted it all. Chapter 28:37. After receiving the extra 20 million Saint Spirit Crystals, Lin Fei was in a very good mood. After all, 20 million Saint Spirit Crystals was a very large amount of wealth. It could be used to buy a powerful 9th layer Holy Spirit realm technique. I don't blame people. Your Li family has helped me a lot, so just say what you want. Liemo said, a year ago a few guests came to the Zhao family mansion. They went there at night and were very mysterious. It just so happened that someone from the Li family was there and recognized them. Later, I asked around and found out that they were all here for Brother Outyen. Lin Fei wasn't surprised. He smiled and said, Are you planning to retaliate against me, or do you want me to fight Zhao Zhongxing's group? Li Mo's expression immediately changed. He shook his head and said, "Brother Outyin, you misunderstood. How could we dare to do that? You are someone that Star Sea Sovereign Lord values. Even if we were 100 times more courageous, we wouldn't dare." Lin Fei didn't believe that Li Mo would have the guts to do that. He was just trying to scare him. "Li family head, I'm just joking." Lin Fei said, "I wonder who Zhao Zhongxing invited. Can you tell me?" Li Mo was indeed scared and broke out in cold sweat. He was afraid that he would be suspected. If a pseudo-sovereign lord was angered, the Li family would suffer heavy losses. If that happened, they wouldn't even have a place to cry. Li Mo said, "The Heaven Heart Island's Huan family sent an expert that can create an illusion world. Rumor has it that he also brought a treasure from the Huan family that can give him the strength of a pseudo-sovereign lord. In addition, the Massacre God Court sent 3 people. One of them is a body transformation cultivator and seems to be a pseudo-sovereign lord. They seem to want to use them to contain Brother Outyin." Li Mo said, "As for the specifics, my people can't find them. They seem to have been sent to a secret place." Lin Fei squinted his eyes and said, Zhao Zhongxing really thinks highly of me. He even invited several pseudo-sovereign lords. He doesn't want me to go back." A single pseudo-supremacy was enough to give a heavenly god a headache, let alone 4 pseudo-supremacies. Among them, there was even one that was proficient in using illusory realms. Any pseudo-supremacy would feel immense pressure. If they were not careful, their lives might be in danger. Before Lin Fei had advanced, he could easily kill them if he went all out, let alone now. "Don't you 7 great clans have any thoughts?" Lin Fei countered with a question. "Zhao Zhongxing has most likely thrown his lot in with the Massacre Court, and they've planted a spy here. How can you feel at ease?" Li Mo laughed dryly. This question was really hard to answer. No one in the Tianhe Kingdom will feel comfortable. We really cannot afford to offend the Massacre Court. Li Mo smiled bitterly. Although the treasures of our Sky River country can threaten the High Lord powerhouses, once a top High Lord comes, the Sky River country will not be able to withstand it. Moreover, the Sky River country is not the Sky River country of the past. When Lin Fei came here, he was actually very clear about the current situation of the Sky River country. That was in the past, but now it's different. All forces are secretly eyeing the Sky River country, and they can't wait to plant a spy in it. No one can guarantee that the Heavenly River country that connects to the Black Domain will not have any good things. Maybe it will come out one day. Such a place is bound to enter the eyes of the top forces, even if they don't do anything on the surface. It's not necessarily the case in secret. The Massacre God Court was the best example of that. Thank you for reminding me, family head. Lin Fei cupped his hands. I know about this matter. By the way, if I take the initiative to find the Zhao family, will the 7 great clans have any thoughts? For example, joining forces to deal with me? How is that possible? Li Mo's heart moved, explaining, "With your current identity, as long as you don't destroy the Zhao family, the 7 great clans will not take any action. If you destroy the Zhao family, our Sky River country must take action. This is the rule that has always been left." "That's good." Lin Fei grinned, revealing a row of pearly white teeth. But in the eyes of Senior Li Mo, no matter how he looked at it, this smile sent a chill down his spine. Zhao Zhongxing is going to be out of luck. A thought popped into Li Mo's mind, and he shuddered subconsciously. After staying for 3 days, Lin Fei proposed to family head Li Mo that he wanted to leave the Sky River country. Li Mo first tried to persuade Lin Fei to stay. Seeing that Lin Fei was about to leave, he planned to personally send him out, but was refused by Lin Fei, saying that he was going to visit a certain family. He was going to look for his family. Li Mo was very smart and personally sent him to the door. Lin Fei smiled and left the family head Li Mo walking along the street in a direction. After Lin Fei came out, the news also spread. Heavenly God Ao Tian wants to go to the Zhao family. Walking along the street, everyone knew whose territory it was. It was Zhao Zhongxing's territory. In the past year, the Zhao family had been playing a lot of tricks. It was hard for the 7 great clans not to know. Zhao Zhongxing inviting people to deal with Heavenly God Ao Tian was not a secret. There were still some clues. They also believed that Li Mo would definitely tell the other party. Master, you directly went to their door. Are you being used? On the way, Little Devil asked. It's not about being used or not. Lin Fei said, they are not happy with Zhao Zhongxing. I am also not happy with him. In the Sky River country, if the 7 great clans don't join forces, they can only rely on the Zhao family. They won't be able to do anything. They want me to find trouble with the Zhao family. If I can kill a few experts and make a mess of the Zhao family, that would be the best, and I can just go and plunder a batch of life energy. If Zhao Zhongxing didn't find people to deal with me, I might not go, but now they are courting death. From the moment Heavenly God Ao Tian's name spread in the Sky River country, Lin Fei actually knew that there would be people coming to find trouble with him. For example, the Massacre God. Their superiors may not have any ideas, but they can't stop their subordinates from doing so. For example, those high lords, with just a word, their subordinates would take action. The people invited by Zhao Zhongxing would never dare to make a move in the Sky River country. The Sky River country's killing machine is not so easy to deal with. But I am different. They are willing to let me bully the Zhao family, weakening their strength. They are using me, and I am also using them. In any case, there is no loss. After reaching the 8th tier of Prideful Heaven, Lin Fei was already an expert of the 3rd tier in the Saint Spirit world, and he was even infinitely close to the 2nd tier. There were very few people who could pose a threat to him, and a mere Sky River country might not be much of a threat. Moreover, they did not have the mood to make a move, as they could not afford such a loss. The other family heads did not mind joining forces for once. Heavenly God Ao Tian is out. He seems to have gone to the Zhao family. He is going to the Zhao family. He is about to enter the Zhao family's territory. Chapter 2838. Lin Fei walked along the street. As soon as he stepped into the area controlled by Zhao Zhongxing, news began to spread. Everyone knew that this infamous Heavenly God Proud Heaven had most likely gone to find trouble with the other party. A person's name was like a tree's shadow. The personal information of Heavenly God Proud Heaven, who was Lin Fei's incarnation, had basically spread throughout the Tianhe Kingdom. As for who had spread it, it was unknown. However, from the way he did things, it could be seen that this Heavenly God Proud Heaven was very murderous. His personal strength was outstanding, and he was very difficult to deal with. Zhao family mansion. A not very tall figure came to the front of the Zhao family mansion. With the appearance of Lin Fei, the relatively prosperous street became empty, and passers-by began to leave, hiding far away. They did not have the courage to come up and watch. Tall and glorious, you really have the aura of an overlord, but you shouldn't have teamed up with others to deal with me. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed, and a fierce glint appeared in his eyes as he strode toward the Zhao family mansion. This is the Zhao family mansion. Outsiders. When the guards of the Zhao clan saw the newcomers, they were just about to berate them when they were immediately pulled away by a guard beside them. The guard kept giving them looks and forcefully pulled them to the side. Lin Fei walked into the Zhao family mansion. What are you doing? How can you let someone enter the Zhao family mansion? The young guard looked unhappy. The older guard next to him lowered his voice and said, "What are you shouting for? If I didn't pull you just now, you would be a corpse now. Do you know who he is? That's Heavenly God Proud Heaven, who destroyed the Heavenly Wolf Gang with one hand. How dare you stop him?" The pupils of the other guards shrank, and their eyes subconsciously revealed fear. "Ah, no way, he is Heavenly God Proud Heaven." The young guard was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat, and his body trembled. Something big is going to happen. The Zhao family mansion was very big. There were pavilions, waterside pavilions, mountains and rivers, and everything else. Lin Fei walked toward a place where there was a familiar aura of Zhao Zhongxing, as well as a few unfamiliar and powerful auras. It should be those few people. Your heaven god, proud heaven. One of the higher-ups of the Zhao clan quickly bumped into Lin Fei. After a moment of concentration, he was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Just how had he gotten in here? Why hadn't he notified anyone? Congratulations on agreeing. Lin Fei smiled as he walked past. The higher-ups of the Zhao clan were shaken to pieces, but their voices still spread. Powerful auras rushed out one after another. Not good. Proud heaven god is coming in. Stop it. As soon as the experts from the Zhao clan recognized heaven god proud heaven, looks of fear appeared on their faces. He was going on a killing spree in the massacre god court, and even quite a number of country kings had been killed. How were they supposed to stop heavenly god Outyin? What are you afraid of? He's just one person. We have so many people. A disciple of the Zhao clan shouted loudly and called out to the others to attack together. As soon as they arrived, they were shaken into pieces. More than a dozen young and promising experts were all annihilated in an instant. A few heavenly deities relying on their great strength also tried to go up and block. But just like those Zhao family disciples, they were all blasted into pieces, killed in a single move. Lin Fei walked over unhurriedly. Pieces of corpses kept falling from both sides. After dozens of people died, no one dared to attack anymore. The other party didn't even attack, and just a thought was enough to make them unable to withstand it. How were they supposed to block it? Everyone was even more afraid of heavenly God, proud heaven's strength. This was truly the power of a single person, and he suppressed everyone in the Zhao clan. Even some of the higher-ups of the Zhao clan appeared, but they became timid, not daring to attack rashly. They could only stare at Lin Fei with resentment. Zhao clan leader, your good friend is here as a guest. Aren't you going to come out and welcome him? Lin Fei shouted loudly. Boom, boom, boom. The huge Zhao clan was immediately greeted with an earthquake. Loud, rumbling sounds rang out, and large areas of buildings collapsed, turning into ruins. In just a short time, the Zhao clan was in a mess. Everyone in the Zhao clan looked at each other, filled with fear. In front of the thunderous roar, they almost felt like they were going to die. It was a power that they couldn't resist at all. What a powerful strength, a combination of hardness and softness and perfection. The power of a single roar shattered the building, and no one was hurt. It's really amazing. The clan leaders of the Tianhe kingdom were all paying attention. Just from this move alone, no one dared to underestimate heavenly God proud heaven. With the strength of a pseudo-High Lord, even if he encountered a High Lord, he might not lose. This time, the Zhao clan was really out of luck. Proud heaven, you dare to destroy my Zhao clan! Zhao Zhongxing was the first to rush out. Looking at the ruins of the Zhao clan, his eyes became scarlet, and he stared at Lin Fan with a murderous gaze. Lin Fei smiled. You should thank me. I only destroyed your Zhao clan's buildings, and not annihilated your entire Zhao clan. You have to believe that I am completely capable of doing so. Zhao Zhongxing never thought that heavenly God proud heaven would come to the Zhao clan alone. The other party didn't have the guts to do so, as the Zhao clan had a High Lord powerhouse. You're still in the right. Zhao Zhongxing roared in anger. The Zhao clan is one of the Tianhe kingdom's 8 prominent families. Today, you dared to destroy our Zhao clan. Even if you're a pseudo-High Lord, you must pay the price. If you didn't teach heavenly God-proud heaven a lesson today, the Zhao clan would become a joke in the Tianhe kingdom. Price. Lin Fei laughed, his palm striking out. Are you sure you can do it? Zhao Zhongxing's palm shot out from the side, slamming into Zhao Zhongxing's body. With a loud bang, Zhao Zhongxing exploded like a mist of blood, screaming in pain. Everyone's heart tightened. I'm going to kill you. Zhao Zhongxing's face was deathly pale, as if he had gone mad. Kill me? Are you sure you can do it? Another palm strike. Zhao Zhongxing's body exploded again. A peak 7th Order Heavenly God realm, Zhao Zhongxing died with each palm strike, causing the several patriarchs to suck in a breath of cold air. This Heavenly God proud heaven seemed to have grown stronger than before. This was a complete suppression of Zhao Zhongxing. If this happened a few more times, Zhao Zhongxing would be finished. Why aren't the experts you invited coming out? My hands are itchy today, so I want to find a few people to torture. Lin Fei once again shattered Zhao Zhongxing's body with a palm strike. Proud heaven, you killed my Huan family's disciple. Don't be presumptuous. A pale-faced, middle-aged man walked out with a staff in his hand. Zhao family head, I've come to help you. The Huan family's expert had arrived. Huan 12, I'll poke you to death with one finger. I don't know if you can handle it. Lin Fei didn't even look at the middle-aged man as he pointed out with his finger. Arrogant. The pale-faced middle-aged man could display the strength of a pseudo-high lord, so his illusion power was even more tyrannical. A giant illusion world appeared, as if a magnificent army had arrived. Everyone felt a chill run down their spine. It was hard to tell what was real and what was fake. Lin Fei's attack was even more tyrannical. Boom! Boom! Zhao Zhongxing's finger pierced through the illusion world and caught the pale-faced middle-aged man's body. It exploded. Chapter 2839. When Zhao Zhongxing heard that the Huan family's experts were going to help, he was overjoyed. He could finally escape from this awkward situation. With the Huan family's experts taking action, what was there to be afraid of? He had never been so sullen before. A grand peak 7th Order Heavenly God Realm Master was smashed to pieces again and again. Every time he used his vitality to recover, he would receive a casual slap from the other side. However, in his opinion, this was a great humiliation. You should at least let me attack once. Last time in the Sky River Dojo, Zhao Zhongxing was slapped by the other side. He thought that the other side had caught him off guard and he wasn't prepared, but now he realized the gap between them. Too big. After a few breaths of time, the Huan family's expert was popped like a balloon. Zhao Zhongxing felt like a bucket of cold water had been poured on him. His heart felt cold. It's fine. I still have 3 experts from the Massacre God Court. Zhao Zhongxing kept telling himself. One of them was a pseudo-venerable lord who cultivated the physique cultivation path. He was quite famous in the Massacre God Court and could pose a threat to proud heaven. As long as he escaped from this situation, he would definitely let proud heaven have a taste of his power. Lin Fei stood on the ruins of the Zhao family's building. And you 3, aren't you going to come out? Boom, boom, boom. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed and he stomped his foot. In the distance, there was a violent explosion and 3 figures appeared in a sorry state. All 3 of them were middle-aged men. At this time, the 3 of them were in a sorry state. They didn't expect proud heaven's strength to be this tyrannical. He hid his strength so well that he was forced to come out with a single stomp. Proud heaven, you killed our Massacre God Court's experts, so obediently come with us today. The middle-aged man in the middle looked at Lin Fei. His eyes widened and his killing intent soared to the sky. He pounced forward and arrived in front of Lin Fei. His left and right hands reached out and the void was torn apart by a sharp aura. This person was the pseudo-venerable lord who cultivated the physique cultivation path and also mastered speed. Their teamwork was very powerful. The power of one grab was terrifying. The other side was fast. Lin Fei was even faster. The moment the other party appeared, Lin Fei punched the other party's chest. With a solid sound, the other party fell onto the ruins of the building. You have some ability. I only used 30% of my strength just now. The other party struggled and coughed out blood. His body was covered with numerous cracks. The might of this punch caused a body-tempering pseudo-supremacy to continuously vomit blood. That's impossible. They're both pseudo-supremacies. What kind of divine body does he cultivate? He widened his eyes in disbelief. It was hard for him to imagine that he would be unable to withstand a single punch from the other party. Isn't it incredible? Lin Fei moved like a beam of light. The moment the other party stood up, his shoulder slammed into the other party's body. With a cracking sound, the body of a pseudo-supremacy body-tempering cultivator exploded. Too weak. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. Now it's your turn. I hope you won't disappoint me. That one glance caused the two heavenly gods to shiver. Compared to the Empyrean God-proud heavens and the information they had received, this person was even more terrifying. The information isn't right. Let's go. Seeing the Huan family's pseudo-supremacy body-tempering cultivator explode in just a few moves, the hearts of the two heavenly gods sank. They no longer had the will to fight. This person was simply too cruel and violent. Even if they went up, it would be useless. Why weren't they running? Right now, they couldn't care less. They would be the unlucky ones to fight against a body-tempering cultivator like this. How could Lin Fei let them leave? The life energy in their bodies was too rich. It would be a pity to waste it, not to mention that they were taking the initiative to come to him. You want to leave? It's too late. Lin Fei reached out and grabbed. The two of them were covered by a giant hand, so no matter how they moved, they couldn't escape. They were unable to free themselves. With a light clench of the other party's hand, the entire space collapsed. The two heavenly deities fell into the endless astral winds of the void, the majority of their life energy plundered. In a short period of time, everyone saw a shocking scene. The experts that Zhao Zhongxing invited all fell at the hands of this heavenly god-proud heavens. Too cruel. Just how powerful is his physical body? The same pseudo-supremacy body-tempering cultivator couldn't even take 3 moves from him before exploding. Fortunately, we didn't target heavenly god-proud heavens back then. Otherwise, the Zhao family situation would be our family's example. All of the family heads felt a chill. Although they knew that heavenly god-proud heavens was ridiculously strong, they all felt a chill run down their spines. If anyone dared to say that a pseudo-supremacy body-tempering cultivator wasn't strong enough, they would definitely go up and slap them. If they had the ability, then go try heavenly god-proud heavens. He would slap them to death with one slap. Truly boring. Lin Fei shook his head. With a backhand slap, he blew up the pseudo-supremacy body-tempering cultivator. Then with a finger, he blew up the Huan family's expert. This time, the two of them really turned to ashes. From beginning to end, Lin Fei had only used 50% of his power at most, and that was more than enough to wipe out these people. Zhao family head, the people you invited have all left. Now it's your turn. Lin Fei looked at the pale-faced Zhao Zhongxing and said, "Proud heavens, you can't kill me. I'm from one of the Tianhe Kingdom's 8 great families. My ancestor is a supremacy body-tempering cultivator." Zhao Zhongxing's scalp went numb, and he was unable to remain calm. The experts in his eyes were all killed by this person one by one. His heart was filled with fear. If you do something wrong, you must pay the price. Lin Fei shook his head and sent out a palm. "Ancestor, save me." Zhao Zhongxing had died several times, and his life force was almost used up. If this palm landed, he would without a doubt die. Aside from the ancestor, no one else could save him. Seeing that the palm was about to land, Zhao Zhongxing placed his hopes on the ancestor. "Since you've already killed someone, why are you chasing after him? Do you really think there's no one left in the Zhao family? A muffled voice came from the depths of the Zhao family. A green-robed old man appeared before Zhao Zhongxing with his hands behind his back. There was no movement, but the palm couldn't go down. It was blocked by a powerful force. Zhao Wuji, the Zhao family's supremacy body tempering cultivator. He really appeared. The green-robed old man's appearance caused everyone's expression to change. The other party exuded a unique aura that was invisible above everyone else. The moment he appeared, Proud Heaven's attack was rendered useless. The supremacy is too powerful. Without even making a move, everyone could see how powerful Zhao Wuji was. Ha ha ha. After beating the young one, the old one came. I really thought that there's no one left in the Zhao family. I've never failed to kill someone I want to kill. Lin Fei laughed loudly. The palm that he sent out increased his strength and pressed down heavily. Explode! This pressure caused a terrifying force to explode. The green-robed old man waved his hand, and a huge force surged out, wanting to break the power of the palm. Chapter 2840. Ever since Lin Fei's Proud Heaven stepped into the Proud Heaven 8th layer, his strength had risen to a terrifying level. With a little bit of effort, he could easily crush his enemies, not to mention the Proud Heaven 7th layer. Even the Holy Spirit body, refinement secret art from the Proud Heaven 8th layer was terrifying. As an 8th order heavenly god realm master, the Zhao family's Zhao Wuji was naturally powerful. The only difference was that Zhao Wuji's emperor intent was unable to contend against a physique cultivator. Not to mention, Lin Fei was prepared for this. His sudden burst of power caught Zhao Zhongxing off guard, killing the unlucky Zhao Zhongxing. I kill whoever I say. It's a pity that even a high lord like you can't stop me. Lin Fei snickered. The green-robed old man's face was filled with anger. It had been a long time since he was angered by Zhao Wuji being killed right under his nose. Just now, Zhao Wuji felt as if he was experiencing it himself. He had to use 70 to 80% of his strength to barely block it, saving him from being humiliated in public. Is this really the strength of a high lord? Zhao Wuji had underestimated Proud Heaven. At this time, he was still concealing his strength, causing Zhao Zhongxing to lose face after being killed. Since you killed someone from the Zhao family, there's no need for you to leave the Zhao family. Zhao Wuji harumphed coldly. His withered palm reached out, grabbing at Lin Fei. A high lord's attack. Too domineering. That Proud Heaven really dares to kill. Zhao family's patriarch is really unlucky. Of all people, he had to offend Proud Heaven. Now it's too late for regrets. With a high lord like Zhao Wuji here, Proud Heaven will be in trouble. There has never been a high lord that could take advantage of a high lord. Proud Heaven was very strong. With Zhao Wuji's appearance, no one thought he could win against a high lord, even if it was just a clone. Master, who do you think will win? On a certain mountain outside the heavenly river country, Luo Yu asked, feeling as if a great mountain was pressing down on her heart. Proud Heaven's strength was much stronger than she had imagined. It's going to be hard for Zhao Wuji to defeat Proud Heaven. The battle at the ruins of the Zhao family appeared in front of Starcy Supremacy's eyes. He simply shook his head. Don't look down on him just because he is a supremacy. His power is actually not much stronger than Proud Heaven. At most, he is slightly stronger. He cannot change the situation. Is he really that strong? Luo Yu gritted her teeth. He is indeed very strong. Previously, I thought that he was a pseudo-supremacy. Now I can't look at him that way. To be able to fight against a real supremacy and have the strength to fight to a draw in the end. Out Yen's name will spread throughout the Saint Spirit realm. You have to work hard. Supremacy, Starcy laughed. Luo Yu's gaze was resolute as she nodded her head vigorously. I will. Sooner or later, I will defeat this Ao Tian. Supremacy, Starcy smiled. My foresight isn't bad. Lin Fei was also very excited. For a long time, supremacies had always been elusive. Now he finally had the chance to fight with a High Lord. When Zhao Wuji's palm came grabbing over, Lin Fei immediately felt that something was different. This palm came down airtight and surprisingly strong. It seemed to have sealed everything. This was the might of a supremacy. The power of a casual palm made all the heavenly gods feel that it was hard to resist. But Lin Fei wasn't like that. Zhao Wuji, you are looking down on me too much. Lin Fei grabbed out from the void, and a long rod landed in his hand. It was completely black. This was a divine weapon, and its grade was not low. Facing this palm, Lin Fei's rod went up and hit the center of the other party's palm. This was specially used by Lin Fei to confuse everyone, to mislead the direction of the investigation. When the rod came down, a strong force exploded and destroyed Zhao Wuji's attack. The rod passed through the void and smashed down, and dozens of shadows appeared. Lin Fei was using strength to break everything. Zhao Wuji's attack did not work, and he quickly retreated. The void in front of him kept exploding. The other party's attack speed was extremely fast. One rod after another smashed down, and the power was surprisingly strong. Although he managed to block some of them, some still landed on his body and kept shattering the Emperor Intent Protection. Emperor Intent Protection. This was the defensive move of an Emperor Intent expert. It was a barrier formed by the power of his Emperor Intent. Zhao Wuji had some impression of heavenly god Outyin. He was a slightly arrogant guy with good potential. Now he realized that he had underestimated him. This power has the attack of an ordinary supremacy. Zhao Wuji lost the initiative and fell into the other party's close range. That trace of power kept piercing through him, and he could only passively defend, unable to escape. Saint Spirit World, what heavenly god body can have such power? Zhao Wuji's expression became serious. Strike to the sky. Lin Fei got close, and his cudgel images smashed down. The countless cudgel images merged into one and smashed down heavily, shattering the Emperor's intent and Zhao Wuji's protective Emperor's intent, sending him flying. The power of this strike was ridiculously strong, fierce and domineering. Zhao Wuji took a hit, and it took him a lot of effort to stabilize his body. He was shocked. The power of this strike had invaded his body, and Emperor Intent Protection was torn apart. Zhao Wuji, do you still want to use your status as a supremacy to keep me here? Lin Fei straightened his long rod and did not attack again. The attack of the strike to the sky just now was definitely enough to make Zhao Wuji feel fear. As soon as Zhao Wuji's supremacy clone made a move, the Tianhe Nation's supremacy clone was also alarmed. They also saw an unbelievable scene. Too strong. With this power, he will definitely lose. We can't let him get close, but the other party's speed is too fast, and he can travel through the void. Zhao Wuji is really unlucky to have encountered a pseudo-supremacy who specializes in body-tempering strength. This is the combat power of an ordinary supremacy. One by one, the supremacy clones could not remain calm. The power of that strike just now made them feel great pressure, and they could not find a good way to resist it. That heavenly deity Ao, Zhongxing, could probably use such an attack continuously, and that supremacy would be able to withstand it. Zhao Wuji was furious. Just as he said, the other party's strength was extraordinarily strong. Once he got close, he would not be able to use an attack. Moreover, if he really made a move, the other party's strength was not inferior to his. In this battle, he had no advantage. At this moment, Zhao Wuji finally understood why heavenly deity Ao Zhongxing would come knocking on his door. Zhao Zhongxing, this bastard, is there something wrong with his head? How could he provoke such an enemy? Zhao Wuji cursed in his heart. There was no chance to keep the other party here today. A pseudo-supremacy is so strong that his strength can tear apart the emperor in tent protection. This guy deserves to die. He had become a stepping stone for a junior. Zhao Wuji did not doubt that the news would spread in the Saint Spirit domain tomorrow. Everyone would know that he, a dignified supremacy, could not take down a pseudo-supremacy. Chapter 2841. Should I go all out? Zhao Wuji kept cheering himself on. Wanting to defeat a body-tempering cultivator who is not inferior to a true High Lord is difficult. It's really too difficult. His strength is fierce and terrifying, and it comes in waves airtight. It's too difficult to resist. How could such a monster appear? Even if my main body attacks, I won't be able to take him down. I'll definitely suffer this loss. Zhao Wuji gave up on this thought again and again. There was really no chance. There was no chance at all. Perhaps the other 7 great clans could see that Emperor Yanouyan was able to attack the Zhao family, and they might also be instigating it. He could only say that he was unlucky this time. They had not exchanged blows for long, but Zhao Wuji was very clear about his opponent's strength. It was definitely not something that his clone could defeat. If they were to really fight in a stalemate, he would definitely be the one to be embarrassed in the end. Forget it, forget it. Zhao Wuji was also a coward. Leave. It took a lot of courage for him to say that. His entire being became lifeless. How much courage did it take for a supremacy clone to say such words? However, Lin Fei laughed. Why? You want me to leave because you can't beat me? It's not that easy. Raising his staff, Lin Fei swung it at Zhang Xian. It was another skyward staff attack. The power came crashing over like a flood. It was not easy for Zhao Wuji to block this wave of attacks. What are you trying to do? Lin Fei continued to attack, continuously piercing through the emperor in tent protection. It was fierce and fierce. The opportunity to spar with a supremacy is too rare. Naturally, I have to seize the opportunity to properly spar with him. Only then will I know which aspect I am lacking in. Zhao Wuji almost vomited blood. Are you using me as a test subject? I am a supremacy. Even if it's just a clone, it's still high and mighty. This power is too terrifying. It's unbelievably dense. Zhao Wuji's clone can't take it. This is the terrifying part of a body-tempering cultivator, the use of power. The supremacy clone watched very carefully. The number of powerful body-tempering practitioners in the Saint Spirit domain could be counted on one hand. They had no choice but to admit that Proud Heaven's battle prowess was shocking. His cudgel technique didn't contain any special moves, but rather it was a combination of hard and soft power that made it very difficult to deal with. Zhao Wuji tried to counterattack a few times, but he was unable to threaten his opponent. Instead, he encountered a few killing moves, and his body felt like it was about to explode. Why are you willing to leave? Zhao Wuji could only persevere and endure wave after wave of attacks. His face was filled with bitterness and helplessness. You finally know how to get to the point. Lin Fei did not stop. If you want me to leave, that's easy. Just give me 50 kilograms of origin energy divine sand and 100 million Saint Spirit crystals, and I'll leave immediately. I won't make things difficult for you. You're asking for too much. Zhao Wuji spat out a mouthful of blood. Then let's continue the sparring. Another staff shadow swept over and landed on Zhao Wuji's emperor in tent protection. Zhao Wuji shuddered and was pushed far away. Lin Fei found the rhythm. The power was fierce one moment and gentle the next. The threat was surprisingly huge. Zhao Wuji groaned. This was too much. He was starting to feel like he couldn't handle such a storm of attacks. The energy in his body was depleting quickly, and it was very difficult to defend. 25 kilograms of origin energy divine sand and 50 million Saint Spirit crystals. Zhao Wuji said bitterly. He was very unconvinced. If he didn't get Proud Heaven to leave as soon as possible, he might be beaten to death. He didn't think about it before because proud heaven wasn't a threat. But now it was different. Double strike with the cudgel. Another powerful cudgel technique came flying over. At least 40 kilograms of origin energy divine sand and 80 million saint spirit crystals. This is my limit. Lin Fei launched a powerful attack. Zhao Wuji's heart sank. As you wish. Zhao Wuji wanted to hold on, but he couldn't handle the crazy attacks. Give it to me. 40 kilograms of origin energy divine sand and 80 million saint spirit crystals made Zhao Wuji's heart ache. I only have 40 kilograms of origin energy divine sand for now. I can give you 80 million saint spirit crystals. Zhao Wuji gritted his teeth and took out the items. I'll gather the rest immediately. I'll definitely give you the full amount. All right. Lin Fei kept the 2 storage rings. The amount was exactly right. I'll give you 2 hours. If you don't take out the rest of the origin energy divine sand, I don't mind killing all the higher-ups of your Zhao clan. Lin Fei landed on a pile of rubble. I'll definitely give it to you. Lin Fei stood on the rubble, letting the supremacy's doppelgangers look at him. This is the strength of an ordinary supremacy. If I go all out, I can kill Zhao Wuji's doppelganger in 3 strikes. Although Zhao Wuji's doppelganger was also a supremacy, Lin Fei was disappointed. It seemed to be different from what he had imagined. It was a lot weaker. If Zhao Wuji knew about this, he would probably vomit 3 liters of blood. I'm a supremacy after all. It's a pity that I met a freakish pseudo-supremacy like you. 10,000 pseudo-supremacies might not even have one as freakish as you. Zhao Wuji admitted defeat. Outside Tianhe country, Starry Sea Supremacy smiled. You'll be famous in the Saint Spirit domain soon. Master, I'm going back to cultivate, Luo Yu said firmly. I've decided. That place has a slim chance of survival. Actually, you don't have to be so anxious. Luo Yu nodded vigorously. I'm sure. I have to go in no matter what. Master, didn't you say that the world belongs to the young now? I'm not far from becoming a supremacy. With such a good opponent, I also want to make my voice heard in the Saint Spirit domain. Let's go. Starry Sea Supremacy waved his hand, and a door appeared in front of them. They walked in one after another. In less than an hour, Zhao Wuji had gathered the remaining 20 kilograms of origin energy divine sand. For the remaining 20 kilograms, he had paid a huge price. Who asked this fiend to not leave, and his main body was in seclusion and could not be disturbed. He had to give it to him. Straightforward. After putting away the last 20 kilograms of origin energy divine sand, Lin Fei was very satisfied. Zhao Wuji clenched his teeth in his heart and said, You are indeed straightforward. Our Zhao family has paid a huge price to exchange for a lot of our territory. It's all your fault. Zhao Wuji had never hated someone so much before. Our Zhao family has always kept our word. Lin Fei nodded. I'm also a man of my word. Once I get what I want, I'll immediately leave. I really hope that Senior Zhao Wuji can come and kill me. I'll accompany him at any time, but you have to be prepared and pay the price in advance. Ha ha ha. Zhao Wuji's face sank. The thoughts in his heart were completely scattered. Lin Fei turned around and left. 3 days later, the news of Proud Heaven causing a ruckus in the Zhao family in Tianhe country and killing the Huan family's expert and the Divine Court's expert with his pseudo-supremacy cultivation and suppressing supremacy, Zhao Wuji, began to spread. Chapter 2842. The Saint Spirit domain was huge. It takes time for news to spread. But there was no harm in letting people remember this person's name, Ao Tian. This Empyrean god Proud Heaven had once killed quite a few monarchs and veteran Empyrean gods in the Massacre God Court, scaring some of the experts in the Massacre God Court. Just how long had it been? This fellow was actually able to exchange blows with a High Lord and even suppress the other party. This was like seeing a ghost. The Huan family's expert had the Huan family's treasure that was comparable to a pseudo-exalted lord. How could he explode it with just one finger? Wasn't it said that body cultivators were inferior to others in terms of the soul? The experts of the massacre court had completely lost all hope. He could even compete with a High Lord, so it was better to forget about revenge. All the banners and drums had ceased to exist. Even if they were from the Church of Massacres, as long as they weren't exalts, they wouldn't dare to cause trouble for Empyrean God, proud heaven. He couldn't afford to offend them. The other side had a High Lord, an Eighth Order, Heavenly God, realm battle prowess. There was no doubt about this. Similarly, when the news reached the Dark Shadow Palace, all the shadowy figures went crazy. It was too heaven-defying. You became an 8-star Shadow Man a few decades ago, yet you're already fighting with a High Lord powerhouse and easily killing a pseudo-High Lord powerhouse. Aren't you a bit too strong? Sky God Aotion will probably become a 9 stars Shadow Man soon. Those pseudo-supremacies are out of luck. That's right, those 8-star missions are not difficult at all. The higher-ups of the Shadow Palace Union were very concerned. He immediately tried to contact Empyrean God, proud heaven. At this time, Aotion seemed to have sunk into the ocean, and he disappeared without a trace, never to be seen again. This did not dampen the interest of the Dark Shadow Palace Union. They continued contacting the other party tirelessly. The news continued to spread. A pseudo-High Lord powerhouse of the Body Transformation School was able to fight against a High Lord. This caused the eyes of many forces to light up. This was a proper High Lord. Once he successfully advanced, he would be able to fight 3 to 5 High Lords by himself. The supremacy of the Body Tempering School was just that awesome. After everyone confirmed the news, many people went to look for him, but at that moment he disappeared. It was as if he had never appeared. Countless people were dumbfounded. Your rhythm isn't right. As the initiator of the incident, Lin Fei quietly returned to the Cloud Sea Kingdom. In the entire Cloud Sea Kingdom, no one noticed that Lin Fei had left the Cloud Sea Kingdom. Coming out of the Sky River Kingdom, Lin Fei hid his aura along the way. After making sure that there was no danger, he quietly returned to the Cloud Kingdom. The harvest from this trip is quite good. Lin Fei sat in his own secret chamber, feeling very satisfied with the harvest he had gained from this trip. First was Aotion, who smoothly entered the 8th level of the Proud Heaven realm. His strength increased explosively, and even if he suppressed his strength, he could easily crush an ordinary High Lord like Zhao Wuji. In addition to the increase in his strength, Lin Fei also obtained 40 kilograms of Origin God sand, 100 million Holy Spirit crystals, and several treasures, such as a treasure from the Huan family. A staff-like treasure was of no use to Lin Fei. Lin Fei threw it to the side. When he had time, he would find a place to sell it. Lin Fei didn't care about the commotion caused by Aotion's name spreading in the Saint Spirit realm. The Shadow Palace kept sending messages, so he closed it. The bigger the commotion, the more Lin Fei liked it. A mysterious body cultivator might be able to do a lot of things. The amount of Origin God sand needed to go from the 8th level to the 9th level is terrifying. I need 150 kilograms, and I also need another material. I'll have to look for it in the Shadow Palace. Lin Fei was speechless. I still have 40 kilograms of Origin God sand left. I can use it to refine a weapon suitable for Aotion. Ordinary, heavenly God weapons won't be able to withstand my power. Lin Fei was now a real High Lord. His power was terrifying. Now he needed a good weapon. It was also meant for Heaven God Proud Heaven, allowing him to unleash his full power perfectly. Ordinary, Heavenly God weapons wouldn't work. The suppression was too strong, and Lin Fei didn't dare to use his full power. A heavenly deity weapon of Origin energy would be different. Lin Fei was looking forward to it. The Cloud Kingdom entered a period of peace. Ever since that person had caused quite a ruckus in the Massacre God Court, the Blood Evil Kingdom had also been affected to a certain extent. Especially after the news from the Heavenly River Kingdom spread out, the heavenly deities of the Massacre God Court who advocated for revenge all lost their temper. Who knew when that madman would visit the Massacre God Court again? This was a guy who could fight against a High Lord. Going up against him was no different from courting death. Some of the countries around the Massacre Kingdom quieted down. No one thought that the Shadow Palace Union's fastest rising 8-star Shadow Man could already fight High Lords. Even though some people didn't believe it, this speed of improvement was too heaven-defying. As time passed, Ao Tian Tian disappeared, and there were fewer topics to talk about. 1,000 years, 10,000 years later, heavenly God, proud heaven, was nowhere to be found. The younger generation kept rising, and very few people remembered Ao Tian Tian's name. On the Shadow Palace Union's side, Ao Tian Tian was also forgotten. Only a few heavenly gods with high status in the Shadow Men were disdainful of those heavenly gods who thought that they could level up quickly. Ao Tian Tian was the one who was awesome. Lin Fei spent 3,000 years in the Cloud Kingdom to forge a heavenly god weapon. 3,000 years of continuous collecting materials was exhausting. Fortunately, he had 100 million Saint Spirit crystals, and he spent more than 45 million on materials. Fortunately, Lin Fei had made a fortune in the Sky River Kingdom. Otherwise, 45 million Saint Spirit crystals would have been enough to make him dumbfounded. At that time, it was really hard to be rich. The origin energy, heavenly divine weapon that Lin Fei had forged was a long staff. It was pitch black and gave off a dangerous luster. It was extremely heavy, and ordinary people would not be able to lift it up. It was most suitable for a strength-type expert like him. After some practice, Lin Fei liked this heavenly god weapon very much. The power output was perfect, and he couldn't bear to put it down. From now on, this staff shall be called Sky Splitter. Lin Fei believed that not many heavenly god powerhouses would be able to withstand the full force of his sky-splitting staff. He put the Sky Splitter away. He wouldn't use the Sky Splitter unless it was a critical moment. Once he used it, he would be ruthless and leave no trace. During these 3,000 years, while collecting materials, Lin Fei realized one thing. There were only a few people in the Saint Spirit domain who knew how to use spirit sand to forge weapons. Such a heavenly god weapon was extremely expensive, and it could set off a bloodbath. Later on, Lin Fei flipped through the records in the system and really did find information on the refinement of the origin energy godly sand. Chapter 2843. The elemental energy divine weapon was finished. Lin Fei had one less worry on his mind. With the divine weapon, his strength had increased greatly. He didn't need to worry about ordinary divine weapons being unable to withstand the power of his proud heaven. Next, he needed to push the sacred cloud dragon traversing body to the 8th stage. Lin Fei decided to cultivate for 100,000 years. Counting all the years, it would be about 200,000 years. His talent was already exceptional, so there was no need to worry. 100,000 years was enough. The Cloud Sea country was peaceful, so there was no need for Lin Fei to worry. While Lin Fei was in seclusion for 30,000 years, the Space Temple sent out a piece of news that a genius had broken through to the venerable Lord Realm and had mastered the Tao of time and space. The moment this genius broke through to 8th Order Heavenly God Realm, he killed a venerable Lord Realm Great Devil Lord in a dangerous place in the Saint Spirit world. The Tao of space and time was ranked 5th among the 10 great sections. The Temporal Temple had produced such a heaven-defying genius, and he was immediately hailed as the #1 genius of the younger generation. Everyone remembered this person's name, Kong Win, a very Buddha-like name. After this, Supremacy Kong, when advanced, he started to travel around, challenging supremacies in the Saint Spirit world. He was undefeated, and his reputation grew. In a short time, the temporal temple's reputation soared, suppressing the Massacre Court and Dark Shadow Palace. Everyone knew that it was extremely difficult to become a supremacy, but once one succeeded, they would be an invincible existence. Even though there weren't many supremacies in the temporal temple, every one of them was a force to be reckoned with. They could fight against several supremacies, and almost no supremacy could suppress them. News about Supremacy Kong spread everywhere in the Saint Spirit world. 600,000 years. A powerful genius had also appeared in the Massacre God Court, and his name was Exalted Lord Heartless. He walked the path of slaughter within the Tao of destruction, and his strength had skyrocketed the moment he advanced. He had killed 2 exalted lords in a row, causing the Massacre God Court's reputation to soar. The Tao of Destruction slaughter was also sharp and domineering. This supremacy killer Hart defeated experts in a row after advancing, and he even sent word to Supremacy Kongwin, challenging him to a duel. It was a pity that Supreme Lord Kongwin had gone to the Saint Spirit domain to train. The younger generation of the Temporal Temple refused to accept the fact that they were defeated by Reverend Shah Exin. When the previous generation of reverends weren't around, Reverend Shah Exin's ferocious reputation was broadcasted live. It was hard for people to forget about him. In such a short period of time, the 2 top forces had produced 2 formidable supremacies. This was a rather rare occurrence in the Saint Spirit domain. Those who had ascended at the same time had almost lost their limelight. Everyone only knew Supremacy Kong and Supremacy Shah Exan. Not many people remembered the other newly ascended supremacy. Everyone was also paying attention to the Dark Shadow Palace. 2 top forces had produced talented supremacies. As a top force, the Dark Shadow Palace naturally became the focus of attention. If they didn't produce a powerful young supremacy to contend against them, they would inevitably be said to have no successors. Under everyone's expectations, the Dark Shadow Palace produced 2 talented supremacies 80,000 years ago. One of them was Dugu Ijian of the Sword Tao. He walked the path of slaughter and wasn't inferior to Reverend Shah Exan at all. When he advanced, he grasped the Saint Soul Level 9 secret technique. The other was Elysian's son. His strength was slightly weaker than Dugu Ijian's, but he grasped the powerful Saint Soul Level 9 secret technique. Virokana. He also realized a powerful top-notch Saint Soul Level 9 secret technique. His strength was close to Dugu Ijian's. The Dark Shadow Palace was overjoyed when these 2 people advanced. Even though there was a gap in strength between them and the others, it wasn't very big. This helped the Dark Shadow Palace regain some face. At least they wouldn't be said to have no successors. Just when everyone thought that these few people would overshadow the younger generation, a powerful supremacy Luoyu appeared in the mysterious and dangerous Black Domain. The Black region, which had always been known for its mysteriousness and danger, now had a powerful prodigy, Supremacy Luoyu, who also walked the Tao of destruction. Furthermore, he had a unique innate physique, and he had the terrifying divine ability, Violet Gold, Divine Eyes of Destruction. Once he opened his divine eyes, he could refine everything. Those domineering supremacies became Luo Yu's targets. Once she opened her divine eyes, she would refine supremacies to death. She would kill them together with her clones. She was decisive. In the huge Saint Spirit domain, the Black Domain was mysterious and unfathomable. It could produce special life forms. Luo Yu's master was the Starry Sea Supremacy. He controlled a world and was the ruler of the world. No one was surprised. Someone sighed. This is the world of the younger generation. Not long after, some powerful supremacies appeared one after another. Their combat strength was astonishing. The older supremacies were all anxious. They were afraid that they would be found and become their stepping stones. In the entire Saint Spirit domain, only the supremacies of the top 3 factions dared not challenge them. The ones who suffered were the supremacies who were content with being in a corner. With no more potential, They were trampled on again and again. It was unspeakable. There were also some who were ruthless. The Saint Spirit domain had produced some incredible prodigies, and the 6 great demon kingdoms had also produced many talented demonic prodigies. Their abilities were also shockingly powerful, and they had the intention of competing with the supremacies. During this period, there was news that the new supremacy of the Dark Shadow Palace, Duguijian, had encountered a powerful demon supremacy from the demon motherland, Supremacy Mo Luo. Mo Luo had cultivated a powerful demon god body. They fought for 3 days and 3 nights without a clear winner. Supremacy Mo Luo suddenly entered everyone's sight. Cloud Sea Nation. Lin Fei's clone was very free. He read some books every day and enjoyed himself to the fullest. He went to the Dark Shadow Palace once every 10,000 years to meet his master. As for the ranking of the Dark Shadow Palace's personal disciples, he rarely cared about it. Although Lin Fei had nothing to do, he would secretly find out the whereabouts of 5th senior brother Yulong. In the ancient wasteland world, his Dharch body improved so quickly. It was also because of the Water Moon's spirit pearl that he recognized the Water Moon goddess as his master. In the Saint Spirit world, it was not shameful to have many masters as one's master. After reaching Proud Heaven 8th layer, Lin Fei started to look for more information. First was senior brother Yulong. Back at the Water Moon Paradise, Lin Fei already knew that 5th senior brother Yulong was a heavenly god, at least a 3rd or 4th order heavenly god realm. Now, after more than 100,000 years, 5th senior brother Yulong was at least a peak 7th order heavenly god realm, and there was even a possibility of him breaking through to the supremacy realm. In the first 30 to 40,000 years, Lin Fei did not receive any news of 5th senior brother Yulong, as if he had disappeared. Lin Fei did not give up. He left behind a large sum of Saint Spirit crystals. If there was any news of Long Yu, he would be able to use them immediately. He immediately sent word to Huang Xiaolong, then went to buy information on the 3 forces. As a peak supremacy realm master in the past, the Water Moon goddess had information on her. Lin Fei paid a large sum of Saint Spirit crystals, and the information on the 3 forces arrived. Now that his strength had increased, Lin Fei naturally wanted to fulfill his promise of acknowledging him as his master. To avenge his master, even though they had never met,